gentlemen, thank you for another episode of the On The Go podcast where we talk to everyday people about everyday life. This is your host, Jorge. Today I have another amazing special guest, someone that I hold very close to my heart, someone I grew up with for a very long time already. I would say it's been, how many years has it been already?
It's been like, I was 18. It's more. It's been like
and
7 years.
7 years plus,
7
and
years,
honestly, it
yeah.
feels like I just met him. But guys, the one and only Carlos Ruiz. Give it up, everybody. Come on, let's go. Let me get claps in the chat. Just kidding. This is not on
George,
This is on Twitch. This is on
Thank you
YouTube.
for having me, bro.
Oh,
I really appreciate it.
Bro.
I really
appreciate
appreciate
dude.
it. It meant a lot.
No.
It meant a lot when you're like, I want you as a guest. I was like, man, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be a fun episode. It's gonna be
it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
We're gonna get into an accident.
And then we're gonna record that.
And then we're gonna record that. We're gonna flip.
And then we're gonna have them on the pod as a guest. To
Yo,
show
what
what happened.
you think
this
about the
I got a
accident?
phone.
Let me make you up.
So why'd you hit me? Go ahead and say it. But basically, bro, like I said, On The Go podcast is to talk to everyday people about everyday life.
Right.
Kind of 4 fundamental things that we're gonna discuss or get into is 4 things that I believe all humans kind of have in common. It's the life you live, right?
Mm-hmm.
Family you have, family you're born into, the family you created, how that
Right.
transition or what that looks like to you, the career you've chosen or the career you're getting into, and ultimately, I think, which is the big one, your belief system. God, no God, Allah, Buddha, whatever. And we're just gonna get into conversation. Obviously, some of it's for agree to disagree, but it's cool to have open conversation in regards to things that we might look at differently, we might see not eye to eye or not have in common. So we're gonna jump into that. But before we do, we are in Miami, guys, and it's 8:21 in the morning. So, Mad Love, either are you hungry? You want to get something to drink, some cafecito? Premise: if we do drink coffee, I'm taking a dump break because.
Leave me in here with the camera.
Ah!
While you're in there, leave me in there. No, seriously, leave me in.
No, bro, that coffee's a laxative, bro.
I know, bro.
Bro,
I took one sip.
That's it. Gotta go.
I love it.
I'm out. And I gotta go. So, what are you trying to eat, bro? What are you trying to get? Are you trying to get some food? Are you trying to get the brownies? It's guest choice. So whatever you decide, we'll get.
How hungry are you? How hungry are you, and what can you eat? Can you eat bread?
No, I can't eat bread. I could eat bread, but I'm not going to. Type 2 diabetes, shout out. You already know. But honestly, anywhere we go, I can always find something to eat.
Let's go to Vicky's Bakery. Let's get some café con leche.
My good Cuban brother.
Pastelitos, croquetas, something simple, and let's just go.
All right, we're on our way to Vicky's Bakery. All right, but while we're on our way, we're going to go ahead and get started and just kind of jump into conversation. So, let's start off with this. How's life going for you now, bro? How's life been? Obviously, I know you when you were 18, and you're now what? How old are you?
I'm 23.
23. It's been a minute. Talk to me about how life has been and what does Carlos look like in 2024? How's life looking for Carlos today, 2024?
Right.
And what's new? What's different? Just kind of go ahead and talk to me about that a bit.
This mustache, number one.
Ooh.
Brand new.
Ooh.
Brand new.
Ooh.
I'm trying to water it, guys. I'm trying to make sure it
trying
grows.
To water it.
Trying to make sure it grows. I can't grow a beard. I get the conquistador Spaniard vibe.
Bro, I've been growing
jeans.
this crap since 7th grade, bro. And I'm 31 now,
It's so hard.
So.
The only thing, because of these Spaniard jeans, this is all we get.
It's all we get, bro. I don't get much, bro. I just get the little Mickey Mouse, bro.
Yeah.
That's it, dude.
And that's so that new journey, trying to grow things in life, especially this mustache.
Hey, yo.
But nah, I just graduated college, Syracuse University. Shout out Q's.
Hey, shout out
Go
Q's.
Orange.
Let's go Orange.
And now I'm going back for my master's in international relations.
Dang.
It should be fun. All my friends who are already up there, and maybe their programs start in the summer.
Yeah.
Apparently, the classes are 4 hours, 3 hours each. You're just sitting in a lecture hall for that long, and you got a big homework assignment every other day. It's crazy. From what I've heard, it's wild, but I feel like it's gonna be fun. I feel like it's gonna be good for me.
I think it is gonna. And honestly, it's a very different experience than typical lecture halls and classes where you're in there for half an hour to an hour and then you go about your day. Now, I guess, honestly, if you're requiring to get a higher education, it's gonna require a lot more sacrifice, a lot more investment. So honestly, I guess it kind of does fit, kind of does work out together, because I love getting a master's isn't easy, bro. You know.
No, but it's necessary.
Where's the Vicky's Baker?
Yeah,
You know.
hit a left here.
Hit a left. Okay. I haven't been in this area in a minute. But you were saying?
That it's just like it's a whole different experience, man. But like I was in DC for a semester. I was like studying abroad there. In Broad.
In Broad. I went to go visit him in DC, guys. Great time.
Yeah,
Awesome time. It was fun.
Beautiful city, right?
Bro, beautiful city.
Wait, New York City or DC? If you had to live somewhere for like, let's say like 2 years.
Live DC.
Right?
I'm not living in New York. I love New York. Shout out to all my New Yorkers.
Yeah,
I love your coffee and your pizza and all that stuff. It's great.
Chopped cheese.
But yeah, chopped cheese. You already know, OD. But I can't live there, bro.
It's too much going on.
Too much, bro.
There's just too much going on.
And now, don't get me wrong. I don't get overstimulated easily, but it's just very hectic. And then again, I've only been to New York City. I haven't been to the suburbs or to the boroughs in New York where maybe I'm like, oh, this is nice. But
right, like you've been mostly like in Manhattan.
In Manhattan, Times Square, Queens, stuff like that. So,
I will say Brooklyn is pretty cool. The thing is, you need people to show you around.
Yeah,
because
man.
Like we don't really like know people in New York like that. Like,
I have family in New York, but my love, like, I don't even know where they live. I don't even know what's where they live and what's. I guess you could say what city or what, if they're what borough, if they're in Queens or they're in the Bronx. I don't really know. But I just know that if my family from Peru came to the hood, they're most likely somewhere in the hood in New York. Don't know where, but they're somewhere in there. So,
right.
So yeah, man. So you did abroad DC, but you also, in Broad. But then where else did you also go study? I know that you also went to.
I was in Spain. Before then, I kind of, for those who don't know, Syracuse is in New York. But like
it's in here, right?
No. It's like the one right before the highway.
Oh, gotcha.
With the sedan.
Gotcha. Spain.
So I was in Spain and beautiful, great, amazing, and Syracuse is. If for those who don't know, Syracuse is in New York. And when I tell my family members, my like immigrant family members, New York, they think the big city. But no, I'm like dead center. In the beautiful state of New York.
Yeah.
And like Syracuse has like the snowiest campus. Last semester we had 35 days of no sun. Dang. Just 35 days, like
that's
a record.
So depressing, bro.
I didn't know what seasonal depression. I didn't think the depression was real.
Jesus.
So like that first winter I was up there, and at first it's beautiful because it is beautiful.
It's new. It's beautiful.
And it's like the snow is gorgeous.
Yeah.
But then when you got it like up to here. Like literally up to here, you open the door and it's just here, and you just go. Actually, never mind. I'm not going to class.
Bro, you know what's crazy? Like I would hate to have to get dressed and undressed because how cold it is every single time.
Yeah.
I'm here in Miami, so used to shorts, a shirt, some shoes, chancletas, whatever. But man, to go from that to like I have to put 5 layers of clothes, take all 5 layers off, put them all 5 back on because it's too hot. Dude, that's just way too much, bro.
It's. Because every place has heating, every building has heating, but not every place has like air conditioning. So in the summer, you're literally boiling, but it's only 2 months of boiling, and every other month is you're frozen. So they just prioritize like heating and stuff.
Yeah.
But you walk into class and you got 3 layers on, and you're already sweating, and you're like, you take that off, and then before you go back out to go to your next class, you gotta put it back on. And it's like.
Dude, I can imagine, bro. That's crazy.
You gotta sacrifice. Like, do you wanna? Would you rather walk to class a little bit colder, a little bit chillier, with less layers, or would you rather layer up and constantly be taking it off and sweating on your walks?
Dang, dude.
It's crazy.
So
I went abroad to Spain.
Uh-huh.
I said, you know what? Like my sophomore year, I was like, I kind of want to go away for a whole year.
And honestly, I think that's like the perfect time to do it while you're in college.
Yeah.
You're not really tied to any responsibilities. Man, love, you're not married, you don't have kids, you don't have you get me? Like I think the best time that you could have chosen to do it is in your college career.
Exactly.
In your college years, because then that's when you're able to really explore, do what you got to do.
No, I agree. And you have like these support systems. Like Syracuse is there to like if something happens to you in Spain, you know where to go. You know what I mean?
How does that work? So like how much presence does Syracuse has while you're out there? Because I'm pretty sure that it's like they also take a big risk or liability if they send you abroad somewhere for 6 months.
Yeah.
And then like, my love, something happens or whatever. Like, does your like scholarship or your admission or like you being in school get revoked if you're like, my love, get like arrested in Spain or something like that? Like, how does that?
Yeah.
Like, what does Syracuse do in that case? Like,
They literally tell us before they send us off, like, you are an extension of us. Whatever you do is literally a representation of us. You are essentially our ambassador.
You are Syracuse.
You are Syracuse. If you mess up and they find out you're a Syracuse student, it's gonna look bad on Syracuse.
You're cooked.
And it's like,
oh snap.
And everything's a case by case basis.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
okay,
Because sometimes people get arrested for random stuff like public intoxication. Sometimes people get arrested for straight up assault. You know, like crazy stuff like that. So it just always like depends and stuff.
Yeah.
But no, they can fully just kick you out, remove you, if like they felt like you did something crazy.
And like yeah, right?
Yeah, but like at the same time, this one girl lost her passport. This friend of mine.
Yeah.
She lost her passport, and the school was like, "Damn, that's crazy." The embassy is literally across the street, like, cause they can't do anything. Like, what can they do?
Oh yeah, because at that point that's more like that's personal stuff.
Yeah,
that's
that's like they can help you and they can be there support for you and they can like help you with therapy too if you need it.
Yeah, but like
when stuff like that happens, but like
that's as far as it goes, right?
Yeah.
Man, look, what are they gonna do so what can Syracuse do to really get your
passport back?
Yeah, like
you can't do much.
procedure school in the United States and be like,
got right behind you. Like,
I knew you were gonna lose it. I had you another one. So that's crazy.
But yeah, like
which one did you like more, Spain or DC?
That's a good question.
If you had to choose one to go back to, and take everything into factor, everything, the people, the lifestyle, the freedom, obviously if you learned a lot more, like your education,
right?
Encompassing all of those factors, because all that makes the experience. If you had to choose to go back to, would it be DC, or would it be Spain?
You know, I do want to say DC.
Yeah.
With all my heart, but Spain was just. It was just like everyone there was just so chill. Like everyone here, if you noticed, especially like coming from like immigrant families, because those people have so much pressure on them to do well. That
pressure's real.
That like everyone is stressed in this country. Have you noticed that? Like everyone is constantly stressed. Like things are like, you talk to someone and they're like, "Oh, bro, my life is falling apart." I said, "Bro, I saw you last week, and you're like, what's going on, man?" Like.
Yeah,
but over there, you would see people like in the morning. I would be walking to class at 8 a.m. People would be having their cafecitos, talking before work, like literally sitting down at a bakery, not rushed. And then after work, they would meet with friends. It's normal to meet with friends and have a drink and chat and catch up and stuff like. It's very normal. Everything's very chill, but also they're unemployed. Like, you know, like 1/4 of them do not work.
They do that because they're broke.
And nothing better to do. Like, nothing better to do.
Like, might as well go get some fun. A beer now.
Y'all want to hang out? So they go.
No, none of us are working. Oh, say let's. Who has a job here? All right, you paying. Let's go. Like, man,
no, really.
That's crazy.
It really is like that. But at the same time, like, and it's also just beautiful, warm, and I don't know. Like, if I had to retire somewhere, live the rest of my life somewhere, it'd be there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's dope. That's dope. I don't know if later on, maybe that's something that I would want to do, something that I would, like, want to, like, buy property, like, in another country. Just to, like, maybe not retire, because I at least as of right now, 31-year-old George, I have no plans or no intentions of ever leaving Florida as of yet. But you never know, bro. If God does open doors of opportunity and the opportunity does present itself, and you know, and it's more for me more than it's gonna be a better life for my family. So that's I'm gonna make that happen no matter what.
Yeah.
Wherever I'm at, you get me here, anywhere else. But it's more of like external factors. You know, I have my church here, I have my family here, I have my friends here. Right. Like, my love, if I move to Texas and I have a nice house, I'm gonna have a housewarming party with nobody there.
Right.
Because like,
that's true.
You get me? It's like, all right, let me invite. Oh, my bad, I forgot. Right. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, what up, neighbor? And then it's like, I have to start making friends again. You get me? And it's not the same. You get me? Like the culture here in Miami is very different compared to any other place. You go to, even if you just go to the West Coast, just going to Seattle, Washington, going to California, places like that, compared to here in Florida, very different mindset, very different way of looking things. You get me? Looking at things, they process things differently. So it's interesting. It's cool. But then again, I'm already like, I would hate to say that I'm already getting closer up in age to the point that I'm getting close to comfort, where I'm okay with feeling comfortable where I'm at. And I hate feeling comfortable because that means that like my growth is stagnant. But never say never. You never know. You never know what God has planned for me. He's like, hey, George, it's time to pack up and go. It would probably be a very, very hard thing because I have my sisters here, my mom, my family, my wife's family. You get me? I have on top of that, I have my youth group, so all the guys that I see weekly that I'm very attached to, that I hold a very good relationship with. You, like, you get me? Like, it's a little different, but you never know, bro.
You never know.
You never know. I can never say that I'm never gonna leave Florida because you never know what can happen. You get me? Like,
crazy job offer, you might have to go.
Yeah, exactly. And I go, man. And the Lord's like, hey, bro. I'm like, Mom, it's a little bit too good to resist. And you got me. And I love it. If I got enough money, I'll just buy a jet. I'll just fly like, nah, bro. Like, I'll just come down.
It doesn't have to be forever.
And it doesn't have to be forever because people think when you move, that's it. Like, I'm never seeing you again.
Right.
I know people who've moved for 10 years and then they come back. They're like, it was good for 10 years, but I got over it. I missed home. Came back and then they retire here. That's it. They're just stuck here for the rest of their lives. And they're like, it's good to have you back. But, you know, it just depends, really. So okay. So that was you going to, you know, your life and how you're doing in school and now you're doing your master's. And that's where you're at right now.
That's where I'm at right now.
Okay.
That's where I'm at right now.
Okay. Also, with life, are we? You by all means don't have to talk about this, but are we single? Are we taken? Are we?
I do have a girlfriend.
Let's go! I
do have a beautiful
love to hear
girlfriend.
that. Yeah. You don't have to drop names if you don't want to. You don't have to.
Right. I won't drop any names.
You know.
But she's great.
We love her. We like her a lot.
We like her a lot.
Shout out. You know who?
You know who? You know who you are.
You know who you are.
You know who you are.
My dog.
I'll see you next week.
No, but yeah, bro, that's cool, man. So, maybe do you think maybe that's why you like Spain so much? Because didn't you say you connected with her more in Spain?
Yeah. Like in Spain, we like started being friends. We were just friends.
Yeah.
And then and then I feel like I got dumped. So I was like, all right, well.
Thank God for that.
Listen. Life goes on. What can you do? You know what I mean? Life goes on. you hit a.
That's all I'm gonna say about that. We're just gonna leave it there.
But life goes on.
But yeah, it does.
You know what I mean? Life goes on, and like towards the end of Spain, we were getting closer.
GG's, bro.
And
Throwing
like
the white flag.
we were just talking. Like, you know, what's gonna go on, because I was also gonna go to DC, and like I let them know about that. You know, like at first when we were like talking, I was like, hey, like I'm going abroad, I'm going to DC, like maybe like I don't fall in love. My exact words were, don't fall in love with me. I might break your heart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I was just being upfront.
Yeah,
I was
bro.
just being upfront.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, if you're gonna fall in love with somebody, you want them to be there daily, because it's really hard. I can't be married to my wife and be apart from her like that.
Exactly.
Like, even if she's mad, like I'm like, I still need to be here. Be
Right.
mad here.
Right. But like
6 months, 7 months, and I don't see you. That, bro, I'm gonna crave my wife's attention, bro. So like, you know.
Yeah,
so I get you, bro. But glory to God, everything worked out. Everything's working out. And that's my dog right there, yo. We the great friend group met her. We like her. We love her a lot. She's awesome. She's cool. Definitely is the best. So I'm definitely rooting for you guys. Definitely happy that happened. And it's good to see. It's good to see my boy flourishing in his best atmosphere. Because, you know, simps, we do what we do, baby.
Hey.
We do what we do, baby. We do what we do.
We're good at that job for a reason. You know what
Exactly,
I mean? There's a name for it for a reason. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
But it's good. Like,
yeah.
I feel like every experience leads to this one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, leads to any relationship you have, friendships, like relationships, and like family relationships. It builds you to be. You know what you like, you know what you don't like.
Exactly.
And
you know what's good for you,
you know what's good for you, what's not good for you.
Exactly.
There's been a lot of like learning curves, like especially with communication and being more actively together, and like
kind of also an awakening, because sometimes when we don't know what's good for ourselves, we kind of stay in past relationships just because we don't know what's out there, what's next. But man, love, if it wasn't for your past relationship, you probably wouldn't even met your current girlfriend right now. So like
or I wouldn't be able to be a good, you know.
Exactly.
Be a good boyfriend.
Exactly. Be a good boyfriend, because you're like, dang, so that means that everything I did wasn't good and it didn't work out. So I shouldn't be like that. But thank God you actually found someone who's able to reciprocate that and be like, dude, I want everything you're offering right now. And it's like, all right, say less, girl. That's all you. Take it.
That's true.
So I think that's awesome, bro. And honestly, it's important because I always tell people the most two important things in life is obviously God first, but then the second most important decision ever in your life is who your spouse is.
Right.
Because besides careers, besides that, every man, for that I know of, creates a family, wants a family, wants. There's nothing happy for a man than knowing that he has his wife at home who's loving and faithful to him, and his kids who also love him to death. Right. And then with that, I can come home, just relax and be like, I'm happy. You get me? So and I think a part of that happiness and part of that joy that comes with it is learning how to choose the correct spouse.
Right.
Because that could either make it or break it.
That's
you get
true.
me? So it's important. So it's a very, very big important decision, especially as you start to get older in age. You eventually do want to settle down and have a family, and then you kind of have to have those conversations like, all right, if we're gonna do this, this is kind of the where I'm going. Are you okay with wanting to go with me in this path? Are we gonna go like how are we gonna make this work? And then just kind of have those tough conversations because it's easy when you guys are all grow up in the same neighborhood, same area. But she's not from Florida.
No,
your girlfriend,
no.
So she's from a different state.
Full long distance right now, but honestly, like. It's something that she taught me, and like I feel like I was very avoidant in was, and like my all in my last relationships and even in my friendships, it's just being honest with myself.
Yeah.
And just being real about who you are and what you want, and being able to have those hard conversations.
And not apologize for what you want.
And not apologize for what you want.
Not having to feel sorry that it doesn't meet everyone's agenda. If that's what you want, that's what you want. You should go for what you want, bro. Like, my love, like.
That's true. And it was.
Everybody else, bro.
Yeah. It's literally. And it, like, I remember her arguing with me and being like, just honestly tell me what you want, or like, what you need. Like, because right now you're just saying things. Like, you're just peacekeeping.
And that was rare for you, right?
That was rare for me. That was
You actually care about, like, you get me? Like,
right,
I know that, obviously, guys, this is we're brothers, so we talk. So I know that was like a.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Heck? Like,
that was crazy.
Oh my God.
I was like, oh, yeah, okay. Like, and then I would tell her how I feel, and then she'd be like, okay.
That's it.
Like, thank you for telling me. And I was like, but like, there are so many other cases. Maybe it's because, like, and not just with like one person. Like, any girl I talked to. Previously here, and maybe it was because we were just kids, and we were younger, and it was like high school and stuff like that, and it was just like they were just like no, or like something was wrong, something was constantly wrong.
Oh yeah.
If we weren't on the same page, it was something was been terribly wrong.
Bro, and this is why like I tell people, I'm like, listen, man, it's cool to like a girl, have a girlfriend in high school and stuff like that, but not gonna lie, it's kind of a waste of time. The chances of you marrying that person in your high school, I would say, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if this is correct, but 1,000,000 to 1. I only know out of my whole 31 years of living, there's only one couple that I know that have been together since 8th grade, and even while together, they still broke up and ended up getting back together and ended up getting married and having a family, and they're flourishing, and God's blessing them like crazy. But that doesn't happen as often.
No.
Like, so this is why I'm like, you know what? Like, you could properly invest your time better into who you are during your high school years, and then you'll mature, and then you'll be able to make wiser decisions on who you're going to choose as a spouse.
Right.
As throughout your life, going to college, growing up, getting a job, having to learn about taxes and having to learn about like grown-up stuff that you're like, dang, dude, like now I'm out here really living life. So now it's time to make a big boy decision who I'm going to spend the rest of my life with.
That's true.
Yeah, because honestly, once you kind of make that decision, being a boyfriend and girlfriend won't last as long because then you'll just kind of jump into without even wanting to.
Yeah.
Fiance, being married, being together, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then family, kids, and all that good stuff. So.
Because like, we like say the cute things like, oh, I can't wait to marry you and stuff like that. But like at the end of the day, we also are like, let's chill out with it. Like let's chill out saying all that
let's not be talking out
like
of pocket
let's not get ourselves hurt. Like let's be realistic. Let's, But now like the more time we spent together, I've asked her like, yo, like, would you be down to like live together when we finish our masters and stuff? And it's very much like yeah, absolutely. Like I'll follow you anywhere.
Oh,
and I was like,
let's go.
Sheesh.
That's my dog right there.
You're going to DC. Yeah. So.
No, but that's cool also too, because I'm not gonna lie. Like having a spouse, you also want someone who, yes, has her own dreams, but she also supports yours. And don't get me wrong, and I'm not saying that that women don't have their own dreams and their own inspirations. You know, for some women that's a non-negotiable. Like, I'm on this route and this is my career where I'm going. And
exactly.
sometimes, you know, you might have to take turns for the worse. But I would like to adjust yourself to that. But it's good to have those honest conversations, because let's say she's like, I don't want to live in DC.
Then I mean,
you get me? All right.
I would talk, like, if that was the case, I would honestly be like, all right, where can we go? You know, it's like, where's somewhere we can both flourish in our careers. Because I want her to have a career. I want her to do her things. I want her to feel that purpose in life and fill that void that a lot of us people have. You know, like, of being like, I kind of want to do something with my life. You know, I want to do a little something.
Exactly. So, and I think that's where the honest conversations and the good communication come into play. Because now you're able to have those tough conversations with your spouse without getting offended, without causing a fight, without causing an argument, or without making it look so one-sided where it's like, so you just want me to go wherever you go, or you want me to go wherever you want me to go? And then, you know, man, we sometimes get prideful. It's like, oh, I'm the man. I'm supposed to guide us.
Exactly.
I'm not going to follow you. And then, but if you're able to kind of work, all right, we're working as a team. We're trying to build something together. Let's see where we both can, like, where we both can flourish, where we both can do well. Even if it means that it's a little bit more of a commute on my end, I'm willing to sacrifice the commute if it means that we're able to work. You get me? Because that's way more important to me than any career. My marriage is my marriage, and then everything, God, my wife, and my marriage, and everything else just falls right under it. That takes priority. I mean, I can get a job anywhere. Exactly. And I can only have one wife. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's good, man. I'm happy to hear that life is going well. I'm happy to hear that your relationship is going well, which is awesome. You know, shout out to my dog. Always my dog. You know who you are. So, homie, when you see this, it's about you. All right, bro, we're here at Vicky's Bakery. Guys, we'll be back. We're going to go get some food, and then we'll come back shortly.
BRB.
Peace. And we're back, guys. So we ended up getting Vicky's Bakery. I got myself una coladita. Guys, don't worry about it. No sugar. And just so that, you know, my big back self, one croqueta. Just one. What'd you get?
You know, when I said large coffee, I thought it was going to be like up to here.
That's a large coffee, my boy.
It's a large café con leche, bro.
Large café con leche.
Oh, diablo, bro. Look at this. Con esto me voy a cagar, bro. I'm blowing up.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like it. If you see that we pause and we come back.
Yeah.
Because we're taking a dump right now.
I gotta go. And then I also.
And
I love tostadas.
Very nice.
I love tostadas.
For those who don't know, my boy's Cuban, and that's a staple. That's a staple in a Cuban diet.
So just bread.
Tostada con mantequilla. Or just bread and coffee.
Butter.
That's it.
Butter.
Doesn't get any simpler than that, man. Simple pleasures.
Yeah, it really
Simple
is.
pleasures, brother. All right, so that's how life going. Life is going good. Syracuse is going awesome. Are you going? By the way, going back to that, are you going abroad anywhere for your masters in Syracuse, or is that just all strictly in Syracuse, in upstate New York?
I'm only up there.
Yeah. Okay, so you're not traveling
because my program does have the ability to make it a 2-year program, in which you one of the semesters you're in DC. You know what I mean? But I already did that. Like, if I'm gonna be in DC the next time, it's gonna be to live, to work. I'm not trying to go back to DC and be like a master's student in DC, which I probably will be fun, but I would just rather just be there. So I'm gonna do it in a year and a half, which is like the average what most people do. So we'll see. It'll be fun.
Yeah, bro.
It'll be fun. But I think I'm just staying in New York, in Syracuse. But I will probably be traveling around, going down to visit DC. Probably would be fun.
Like, yeah, because that's not that far from New York. How far of a drive is that from DC to New York?
It's like 6 hours.
Yeah,
it's not too crazy.
That's like going from here to, like, put into perspective, if I'm wrong, like Miami going to, like, I think, like Gainesville. Right,
yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Exactly. Europeans don't get that.
Really?
Because Europe is a really small country, and like Europe, like I feel like there's already like been said online, but Europeans are always like, Americans are not well traveled. Americans are not well traveled. Bro,
why'd they say that?
Because they're like, oh, some people only live in the U.S. their whole life. You know, they don't go to Europe. But my love, the United States is 10 times larger than Europe.
Yeah.
Like kinda, it's like from Madrid to like Italy, it might take 10 hours. It might take 6 hours. or like 8 hours.
Damn, that's like right there, bro.
It's like right there. I mean, and they have so many countries so tight together.
And for us, from one city to another city, passing other cities, it's 6 hours.
Leaving the state of Florida might take you 8 hours. You know what I mean? So it's like
just to get to Georgia, bro. It's like from here to Jacksonville, it's like a good, I think like maybe 6 to 8 hours, like depending on what route you take and how many times you stop. But if you're going like nonstop, no trip, bro, you're there in like 6 hours or less, bro. That's crazy.
So there's enough to travel in the United States, you know?
Yeah, there's a lot to see. And bro, honestly, there's a lot to see. Just with New York alone, you have to go like 50,000 times to just go back and actually explore everything. Really, yeah, dude, because you go one and you do the touristic stuff, but then there's so many like hidden gems there, bro. You're like, damn. Ooh, you good?
Yeah. Like I can't see.
That looked hot.
Damn, bro. A devil's furnace they took that out of. God. That actually. You know when you like just kill your taste buds for like a week?
You can't even taste the
I'm not even gonna taste this. I'm not even gonna. From gusto, bro. It's literally for no reason.
That's hilarious.
The only taste buds I got are my teeth. That's the only thing I got left.
That's how you feel right now. Nothing else. Oh man, dude,
it's so hot, bro.
I didn't even see steam coming out of it, bro.
No.
Quítale la tapa, bro. So this way it cools down a little bit more. Cause mad love, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You don't have to take a poop with a freaking burned mouth, bro. That's crazy.
Bro. I don't even see. I don't see anything.
You can put it back here if you want. Don't worry about it. So, bro. Okay. Cool. Sorry, guys. Yeah. What were you saying? I forgot what you were talking about right now.
Just about like. So
yeah, Europe sucks. America's better. All right, cool. Yeah. So moving on.
Shout out, USA. Yo, you see the Olympics? The Olympic opening?
I haven't seen the Olympic opening, dude. I think I was working when I saw the Olympics. Well, the Olympic opening was yesterday.
It was yesterday. A little gay.
Really?
AKA a little French, but it's normal.
Oh, okay, it's French.
It's French.
That's valid.
Like there's a scene. There's like a thing where it's like a throuple, and then they're like about to kiss, and then they like close the door, and my parents were like, why are they gonna do that? Like, why did they have to like?
Yeah.
And then I was like, because they didn't have to like have these characters, being a throuple. It could have just been like a normal couple, or it could have been a gay couple. You know, it didn't have to be a throuple. But I was like, it's the French, like, and they're like, yeah, true.
Like, once you say French, it kind of valid.
Yeah.
You kind of it's okay. It's the French. It's the French. If they're not a little gay, a little feminine, then are they really French?
Are they really French?
Exactly. So.
Are they really French?
All right, so with that, no, I didn't. I have to actually. I want to start seeing the Olympics. What is it that you want to see in the Olympics? What's your actual? For me, honestly, it's just wrestling. Because the wrestling is an Olympic sport.
Basketball's crazy.
Really?
Basketball's crazy.
I've never seen the
like
basketball.
like you ever heard about like the basketball dream team? Mm-hmm. It was like Michael Jordan, Larry Bird.
Yeah.
They were going up, I think, against like 3 NBA players. Like in all the other countries combined together only had 3 NBA players. But now, this U.S. team is because the NBA has gotten athletes from all over the world.
Yeah, we got it.
When those athletes go back home, they're NBA professionals. They have the same coaching. They've been on the same teams with these star players.
It's like Messi going back to Argentina and then playing for his.
Yeah.
That's gonna.
Or it's like it's like being like going back to Argentina or going back to South America.
Yeah.
And half your team have played in Europe, so they're good. So they're like they got their training in
Europe.
So
so it's gonna be good then.
It's 139 other NBA players and other teams. Like we barely beat South Sudan, the youngest country in the world. That country's 15 years old, and we beat them by 1 point because of LeBron James.
Bro. Shout out to LeBron James.
LeBron James. He was holding the flag. They were on little boats. He was holding the flag, and you know the painting of George Washington crossing the Delaware?
Yeah.
And it was literally, people were just like, it's the same thing. It's the same thing.
It doesn't get any more American
than
that.
The LeBron James holding the flag.
No, but I'm going to catch the Olympics. I definitely want to see. No, and we'll see, because honestly, I never really watched the Olympic Games. I've only watched, if I have, it's only been wrestling. But we'll see. I'm interested to see these other sports, because I think they'll be pretty dope. Especially we're gonna have some familiar faces from the United States of America that we're gonna be like, okay, we know who they are. Let's see how they perform against people that are not within the same country. Because there's so much talent out there, bro. It's ridiculous.
So much talent.
So it's like you can't, we talk about how good our players are here because they play people of the same caliber because they're in the same atmosphere. But when you play somebody you've never played, you're just kind of going into unknown territory, and then you're like, all right, we gotta be ready for anything because I don't know what can happen right now.
You don't know their style. You don't know
their athleticism. How
don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. So
it's the best of their best.
Exactly. So it's like, all right, let's see, and we'll put the best of my best against the best of your best, and we'll see who's better than you out of the two. So that's interesting, bro. Cool sports camaraderie. I like it. I like it. So now, with that being said, we already know obviously Syracuse is going well. Going to your masters. Shout out to the girlfriend. Mad we love you. We care about you. You the GOAT. Now moving on. How's family, bro? How's either mom and dad or even then we can even talk more futuristic. What are you looking forward to in regards to your family? Do you want kids, no kids, F them kids, love them kids? What's that looking like for you, bro? You get me? Kind of just talk to me a little bit about that, about your family, and if you even want a family, because I know there's some people who don't want any kids. They just want to be what is that? I think the thing is a DINK. Dual. It's an abbreviation for dual income. What is it? Is it a DINK? Dual income household, something like that. I forgot what it was. I think I saw like a TikTok about it.
How's it spelled? DINK?
I think so but I don't know if I'm saying it correctly because it's like, oh, we're
dual income, no kids.
Yeah, dual income, no kids.
Is it?
I think it's something like that, like relationships. They're like, oh yeah, like, and I saw somebody made like a parody of it, like, oh yeah, we're here to turn in our resignation for our DINK application. They're like, so, and then they were like saying like, oh, so are you okay with going out as late as you want, sleeping whenever you want, and having money and having, like all the other things that you kind of miss out, like not miss out, but that you kind of retract from a little bit while you're starting a family because now you have something else to pay attention to, which are your kids and stuff. So do you want to be dad? You know what I mean? Like what's that looking like for you, bro?
I for sure eventually do want to be a dad.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like sometimes I just think. You
want to hit this colada, bro?
Is it hot? Actually, it doesn't even matter. I got no taste buds to even.
It's a lot. The only thing is, it doesn't have any sugar.
No.
Okay, cool. No. I have to say that because
a Puerto Rican friend in Syracuse invited me over. He was like, "Come get some cafe," and it's from like a new espresso machine I got. I was like, "Bet, I'll be right there." And he's like, "Here you go." And I'm like, "Oh man, this smells so good." And I tried it. I literally had to like spit it out. I'm like, "Bro, what is that?" And he was like, "I'm like, is there no sugar in here?" And he goes like, no, Puerto Ricans don't drink coffee with any sugar.
Really?
So they just drink it straight. Black. It's black espresso coffee.
Yeah, like
not like black American coffee. Like that's crazy.
I like it like that. It tastes good to me.
I can't.
I developed a very, very, like around 2018, 2019, a very good palate, a very distinctive palate for black coffee. At the beginning, I was like, well, this is way too bitter. But now, it's like one of those things that it's bitter, but it's bittersweet. It just tastes good to me now. Whereas if I have it with like, because I don't need as much sugar as I used to, or any other like refined sugar, processed sugar, or even carbs in general, like as much as I used to. I do eat some, but not as much. Sweets taste sweeter. Bread tastes sweeter.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just because when you have an absence of it and you kind of put it back into your diet a little bit, you're just like, damn, dude, I can see why I stopped. Like,
right. They broke the sugar in this. You know, like most bread in the United States has sugar.
It's like the number one ingredient, sugar. Yeah. Without it, they don't make any. They don't have any bread with it. So, exactly. But okay, kids, family. How's that looking like for you, bro?
I ain't even there yet, because I feel like you gotta get a career first.
Yeah.
Like if we're gonna go somewhere.
We're gonna leave somewhere.
Like it's just like I'm trying to.
Well, okay, so with the career that you're pursuing, can you afford to have kids?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Just because I know that sometimes some careers are so demanding that having a family, it's great, but it's a double-edged sword because you're never there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're not just going to leave it to your wife to just manage the kids, and then where's dad? He's absent because he's making money. So, I guess, so your career does allow you to do that. And obviously you're not there yet, but we're talking into the future. What would that look like for you? Are you trying to have like just one? Are you trying to have two? Like a boy or girl type?
Maybe three. Maybe three.
Okay. I'm over here trying to get 4 and adopt one. I'm trying to get 5, bro.
That'd be cute.
You know me too, bro. I'm trying to have a whole little cub. I'm a lion. Last name is Leon, And I'm trying to have I already got my lioness, my queen, and I'm just trying to have a bunch of cubs, bro.
Is your youngest one gonna be the adopted one?
No, because we want to have all of our 4 kids already like somewhat established, and then we want to adopt a kid that's related to, not related, but close to their age, because I would like them all to grow up together. But obviously, if we're able to get them the younger, the better.
Right.
I'm a big advocate of having all my kids at once, so I can just kind of go through all of the headaches with them all at once instead of doing it periodically, because it just gets harder as you get older. And I'm already 31, so I'm already a grandpa barely. I'm in my uncle era already, bro. I'm a great uncle now.
Yeah, great uncle era. I'm in my uncle era too. It's some lady online.
Mm-hmm.
She had a kid, a little baby, and at the same time adopted another baby, and she told no one who the adopted one was, because like people are like they're gonna treat them differently. Oh. So no one like they're gonna be raised like if they're not adopted, and neither of them knows which one's adopted. But then imagine as like a little brother be like, that's why you're the adopted one. No, you're the adopted one. No, you're the adopted one. It's like
put it the Spider-Man. That's you. Mom. Who's the adopted one? Both of you adopted. God. Gotta make it even.
But I think adoption is really good.
I think so too, man. And I'm not gonna lie, like I really do feel like we can give kids like it's not even so much for charity. It will also bring a lot of joy to us knowing that we're able to give someone who came from a broken home a family.
Right.
Because you get me, like some kids that are in the adoption system, not all of them. Some of them are not. Some of them could be because of abuse or whatever.
Yeah.
All of them could be because maybe teen pregnancies, moms
can't
take care of them.
You never know.
They all come through. I'm not gonna say that they're if they're in adoption, they're not there with a happy story. Because if they were, then they wouldn't be in for adoption. You get me? So I just feel like it's a good way for us to love on them kids, man. To just be there. And if they come with siblings, taking the whole crew. You get me? Like You get me? Like and if I'm able to be as successful as I know that I'm going to be, and have the financial freedom and the ability to be able to provide, then I want to be able to give kids who don't have a home. And me and my wife are gonna have a lot of love to have. I know me and my kids, our kids are gonna have a lot of love to have. And then my adopted kids that are gonna be my kids are also gonna love them very much. So it'll be cool, man. I really would like to have a little 10 kids. You know what I mean? Like four of my own. Maybe adopt one if we adopt one, but that one has brothers and sisters. Bring them 2, and then. Right. Kind of have this is what I work hard for now. This is what I'm putting in the time for. This is my family now. It's who I'm gonna take care of. And so, and it's my wife. And it's funny enough because my wife has always wanted to adopt it. I've always wanted to adopt it. Right. So it's just so great how God made things align because that's been in my heart since I was like, you get me?
Right.
Growing up, I was like, I want to adopt. I really do think I can give a kid who came from a broken home a good home, and stuff like that. So, So
what's the time frame? What's the time frame looking on that?
Time frame
31
for kids,
right now.
End of this year.
What?
Yeah, bro. I'm trying to get my wife pregnant as fast as I can, bro. As fast as I can. As fast as I can.
This is gonna come out.
I'm already
with the positive pregnancy test.
Oh man.
Hopefully, hey.
The only reason why I haven't gotten my wife pregnant sooner is because I don't have a place to store my cubs. I need a home to be able to put them somewhere. So, as soon as I have my home, I've said this in previous episodes, as soon as I have my home, don't be surprised if I'm saying, guys, we're pregnant. And then that's it. Because honestly, my wife is eager to want to be a mom already. She wants to be in her mom era. She wants to have the belly. She wants to do all that stuff. And I can't wait for that too. I can't wait to be a dad. I just can't wait to be a dad. It's such a great honor. And to be able to instill those things in my kids. And it's cool because of the fact that I'm also growing up, like maturing more. Mm-hmm. I'm getting myself well established. You get me? Like I'm overcoming certain difficulties. Like one of the things I struggled with was masturbation and pornography. And then I spoke to my mom about it yesterday actually, and I told her, I was like, Mom, how embarrassing would it be if my kid starts to deal with masturbation and pornography, and I can't tell my kid, oh, I haven't overcame it. I'm still dealing with it after being with your mom for like X amount of years. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to take care and handle certain things right now before I'm a dad, so that I can set the example. One of those things being also my diabetes. I'm the head of the household, and I know that if I eat bad, I've noticed that my wife eats bad. If I go to the gym, I know my wife goes to the gym. So I've been losing weight, and because of the way I've been eating, and since there's certain things that we don't have at home, my wife has been losing weight. It's just a ripple effect. Right. And I would like for my kids to say, like, my dad worships the Lord with all his heart, but I also see my dad come home from work exhausted, complaining, but he changes as he gets ready to go to the gym and works out. So there's no excuse for me not to do it. And it's just kind of to set that premise. And I can't do that. I'm not going to wait until I have kids to do that. I want to do it now so they can see that as an example from the get-go. You know what I'm saying? So I do really think a lot about the future, but I also think about the things that if I don't fix now, it would affect my future. So I'm kind of just getting myself in that headspace and that mentality. And then I'm grinding, bro. I'm grinding. I'm trying to get a promotion at work. I'm trying to, do the pod. I'm trying to do other sources of income because if I want a big family, I'm going to need big boy money to be able to take care of my big family.
Right.
And, and I want to be like, I want to make a lot of money just to provide for my family. Not for like flex, but to say I have all their needs met, all their wants met.
That is a flex.
That's
right
there.
The
flex.
that is
I
one of
can
the
take care
biggest
of me
flex.
and my household completely.
Right.
Enough where I can take care of my kids and my wife doesn't have to work, because if we have kids and my kids need to be taken care of, my love, I don't want any of my kids on daycare. Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely not.
If you do, my mom's the director of a daycare.
Oh, say less. You already know. Say less, bro.
Bro. It's all
like
Latinos.
Those are your nieces and nephews. Put them somewhere nice. You get me? But
put them in a Hispanic daycare.
A little Hispanic daycare, yeah, bro. Because at the same time, I also want to make sure my kids are bilingual. That
right.
Open doors of opportunities just for learning another language, and I don't want our Hispanic heritage to be lost either. So, yeah, man. So that's kind of what I'm looking forward to, bro. I really am right now already in my husband era, and I love it. But I'm looking really forward to for us being parents and being dad, and I can't wait, bro. Like I say this, it's gonna be funny because you're gonna see me hanging around. You're gonna see me with one kid here, one kid here. Because Tati's a twin, so for all you know, I can just pop a couple twins. But like, oh, thank you, Lord. That'd be awesome.
That would be so cool.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it would be dope. And then the crazy thing is that all my kids are gonna have a bit of me, a bit of my wife, some more than others. So I'm really looking forward to see out of the group which one is the George, which one's like, you're me. Yeah. You're copy paste. You got me?
Yeah.
Copy pasty. You got me? So
my brother and his wife, they have 2 daughters, and you can exactly tell which one is like which one. And everyone just says that which one's like which one. And it's like the older one is like the mom, the younger one is exactly like the dad.
Yeah, and so
exactly.
I'm looking forward to it because and then that's also going to be a challenge too, because think about it. No one teaches you, first of all, how to be a husband, and then no one teaches you how to be a dad.
Right.
And then now you have to learn how to disciple and teach different personalities in different ways. So like, I'm also looking forward to those two and all the challenges that it does bring.
You know what you gotta watch with Tati?
Huh?
You know what you have to watch with Tati?
What?
Bluey.
Bluey? Oh yeah. No, my what is it? My best friend became my dad. And now he's like a little crybaby. So he watches Bluey and he goes, bro, that was such a good episode, bro. That thing touched my heart. I was like, bro. He's like, bro, I'm gonna tell my daughters outgrew Bluey because, dude, I love that show. He's like, it's just crazy, bro, how everything changes. But I love it, man. I love it. And I really can't wait because I think having a family is a blessing, bro. So I'm really looking forward to that and what it brings. You get me? I'm obviously a lot closer to that than you are.
Yeah.
But and it's good because then you have people who've done it first. People who are younger.
Look at that for advice.
Yeah, bro. How do
when I eventually do,
why is it still crying? All right, it's not in it. Let's talk about it. Let me help.
Yeah. I don't know. Never mind. I got rid of it. I threw it out a window.
I give it up. I put a post on Craigslist. Someone can pick it up. It's on Facebook Market, but you can see the post right now, man.
$25. And then it's just like lowered. It's just recently lowered from 30.
You're like, bro, ASAP, bro. I'll come to you. You let me know, bro. I'll drop it off.
Yo, if you cash, $20. Cash. If you know me, it's 25.
Bro, that'd be funny, bro.
Nah, it's hilarious, bro.
But yeah, man, that's cool, bro. So.
But if family's crazy. I've had a lot of relatives recently come from Cuba.
Really?
And I mean the situation, and they were pretty like middle class in Cuba. Like, for example, my uncle did like tourism. Like he drove a taxi.
Oh, okay. And so that's considered middle class in Cuba.
Yeah, because I mean taxi drivers make more than doctors over there.
Really? Dang.
Yeah. I mean, but also the doctors over there are like good. They're good. They're good at what they do.
Okay.
They're like
one of the best really well educated.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like people from Latin America send other countries. Latin America send their students.
It's not like Mickey Mouse type of. No. They're like really, really educated.
But because they work for the state, they work for work for the government.
So like people over there don't have like they can't have individual practices. They all belong to the government.
Yeah.
Wow.
They've recently started letting like individual, like restaurants starting, but then they started cracking down on them again, and like the licensing is super expensive, and like it's just bad. The situation, because it used to be where not a lot of people, like, it sucked to live there.
Yeah.
Kinda sometimes, but you weren't going hungry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now you're going. Now people are going hungry. You know, so like
such a sad
people are like coming over, and I'm seeing like my whole just bloodline just literally leave one whole country and start, like, you get me, like in 100 years.
Yeah.
They're gonna say, oh, we immigrated from Cuba.
Or like in the next 2024 they come in there and say, oh, like, dude, if it wasn't for us coming in 2024, our family would have been here like in the year 3000. Like, oh, we migrated from there. It's like, it's crazy that's like history in the making type thing.
Exactly.
Right?
Like 100 years ago, my ancestors came from Spain, and from like Africa, because there was like people in my bloodline who are
African,
like we're slaves.
Right? Yeah.
We're slaves.
Oh, wow.
And like, but we really don't have a lot of like slave owners. Like, I don't think my bloodline has any slave owners, but we do have like rebels that freed them, which is like what this tattoo is.
Oh, like freedom fighters.
Like freedom fighters that like freed the slaves and stuff.
What's that tattoo? That's the reason for that tattoo?
This is a Cuban mambis, which is a Cuban rebel, and like the head is the mariposa, which is the national flower.
Okay.
And it's like a machete, and that was their weapon, because they were all sugarcane farmers. So the only weapon they knew how to use
was a machete.
And
yeah, bro, you're gonna be skilled with what you use every
yeah,
single day.
exactly.
So they were beasts with the.
They were crazy.
Yeah, they were crazy with.
They were crazy with it.
Machete, bro. Dang. So
it's like.
So family coming here from Cuba now.
Family coming here, and it's just interesting watching that thing. And it started with us. Like, we were the first ones. Like me, my mom, and my dad were the first ones, and we were able to pull them out of there.
Yeah.
And like have a place here.
Yeah, because, man, Cuba, I think it's well known. Everyone that knows that Cuba is a very big communistic.
It's just a dictatorship.
Dictatorship.
A dictatorship.
You know what I mean? It's not a place to really, like, live. But unfortunately, some people don't have options, and they have to live there.
It's hard.
Do you think it would be best? Would you say it's best that everyone gets to leave Cuba and come to the United States, or to like go somewhere else and then stay to Cuba, or is that more like if they want to, they can? Because I really don't understand. Like, educate me on this. I don't really understand how people know that they're living under dictatorship and then don't decide to leave, unless there's people who agree with the dictatorship. But every single person that I know that's Cuban has not once ever talked well about Cuba's government, communism there, the dictatorship, how it's run. I have no one say, bro, I love it there. I'm never leaving, bro. No, I've seen everyone, bro, I'm here. And then obviously you have your one-offs, people here that come to just eat crap and whatever, and take advantage of the government and use everything that we pay for, like, tax-wise. But then you have other people who come here like, this is the best country in the world, and I'm going to contribute everything I can to this country because it's giving me something my country couldn't give me, freedom.
Right.
So do you think that's maybe why there's still people in Cuba, or is it just because of the fact that it just makes it really hard to get into the country? Like, how is it like that they got here?
It's just that, like, well, you don't hear all the stories about like the Cuban government doing good stuff, because the people who do like it aren't coming over. You know what I mean? Like, the people who are here are the ones that did not agree with the government. They didn't like with the government. But like it's not like Cubans come over here and they say like the communists are bad. Done. And that's like, it's evil and they're evil and that's that. But like, at the end of the day, it's like, before the communists, there was a fascist dictator. So Cuba's just jumped from dictatorship to dictatorship, and it's just like, it's a country that.
So even if freedom was there, they wouldn't even know what that looks like.
And they wouldn't even know what that looks like. The closest thing they got to freedom is like the internet. When Obama landed in Cuba, it was crazy. People, they had to stop the buses and the trains from coming into Havana, because people were flooding the streets. Like, if the same way like when Fidel Castro stormed into the capital to take the city, the same way these people are stormed into Havana to see Obama.
Yeah, man.
And it's like. And it's like, but also the U.S. is to kind of blame, because they're also strangling Cuba. Like, they have a whole embargo, and like the way I kind of explain embargoes to people, the way I understand them is imagine you wanted to buy stuff.
Okay.
And you want to like sell stuff, and the Sedanos is right here.
Okay.
But the Sedano says, nah, You can't buy stuff here. You have to go all the way to Kendall to go to the Sedanos there, and that's your only option. And it's gonna be more expensive. It's gonna be further. It's gonna take you longer, and it's like gonna be harder to sell them for them. And then like that's what it is. Like imagine not being able to buy or sell from the biggest market in the world, which is right next door, because the embargo doesn't let anyone trade, doesn't let any American citizens or companies trade or sell or buy from Cuban.
Wow.
So it's rough, and now the United States is pushing its European partners for selling and trading with Cuba. So now they're also breaking ties. So now now I gotta go all the way to Homestead to go buy stuff. You know what I mean? Like I gotta go even further. So that's why Obama showed up, because he was like, we've been giving them, the philosophy is the carrot and the stick in international relations, where a way of one country can talk to another country is by like carrots, which is like trade, financial aid, all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And the stick, like threatening with the military, embargo, sanctions, like that type of stuff. And he said, we've been giving Cuba the stick for more than 50 years, and it has not worked.
So let's go with
carrot. Let's carrot. And they did that. And like he introduced the internet, and a lot of people in Cuba found out that they were not living their best lives, that they could have had a better way of living, because of the introduction of the internet, because of like
opened
the
their
carrot.
eyes to like,
yeah,
holy crap, we really are. They were blinded by force.
Right. They were
so
blind.
now they're like,
now they're opening their eyes, but the Cuban government saw this and cut it off. They cut it off before, and the Chinese and the Russians also saw this, because they knew that like in 25 years, Cuba could be completely different if they let trade and business, and they let really Cubans. But Cuba has to change from the inside. Like we can't go in there with a military or go in there and coup the country, because then a dictatorship is gonna start, or it's gonna be unstable. It's gonna be Vietnam. It's gonna be Afghanistan. Like there's a lot of Cubans here that were like, there was like protests I think like 2 years ago, and a lot of Cubans here were being like, the U.S. just gotta get in there and invade. I'm like, you're saying that from the comfort of
being here,
your couch in Miami, but when your abuela gets a bomb lodged in her living room, what are you gonna be saying then? Like, what are you gonna be saying then? Because those are the people that are gonna suffer. Not
facts.
Like, because the U.S. could wipe Cuba off the map if they want.
Yeah,
but why would?
But
that's evil. You know what I mean? Like,
why would? Yeah.
So it's like, a lot of people come in here and they have these like attitudes, but I understand, because they're traumatized. Like that's real trauma.
They're only speaking from a place of trauma, because that's literally what they were born into, grew up with, know all their lives. Because think about it, any kids that are born in Cuba know this, and for them that is their reality. That's normal.
Right.
So that's why they can only speak like that, because they weren't like us, where we're privileged and have the opportunity to be born here and able to see that that's wrong.
Right.
And able to notice that. But for them, they're like, oh, this is just normal. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, every day. Like,
every day.
Every day type thing. You know what I mean? So.
And like, I'm pretty, like, for example, we had a guy at my commencement speech.
Okay.
He was a Cuban journalist from Miami.
Mm-hmm.
And or like he was raised here, but he was Cuban. Like he had the accent, he had the Miami accent, he had the Miami look. I'm like, I knew this guy's. He was Cuban the moment he opened his mouth.
305.
Yeah, exactly. And he said, and he was saying like, well, and then my family came to the United States because you know how communism is. That's all he said. He didn't like say anything. He just said, you know how communism is. And we had like some people like be like, boo, like, cause in college there's a lot of like extreme, like there's communists and there's a lot more leftist. But like I'm a leftist. I'm a progressive Christian. I have progressive beliefs. But at the same time, you can't be booing some dude who's talking about his experience with a dictatorship. You know what I mean? Like you can't be like, boo, like don't talk bad about communism. Like,
you haven't lived
bro,
there,
you haven't. Number one, you haven't lived there, and number two, that isn't communism. That's a dictatorship, because dictators put on the mask. So like they'll put on a religious mask, they'll put on a capitalist mask. A dictator is a dictator no matter what mask he's wearing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
So it's like, it's just that there's so much misconceptions about it, and people are scared to have these type of conversations, and be like, like, what's going on? What really is it? Your experiences and my experiences are different, and I feel like
let's talk about
we've lost that a lot.
Yeah, bro. Honestly,
what I mean?
it's a sad reality that. And I do you know who Charlie Kirk is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So he said one thing that I actually agree with. That I actually agree with. I like hearing Charlie Kirk because I like his debates and everything that he kind of gets into. But one thing he did say was like the moment that we stop talking about our differences is the moment that we die. The moment that America dies. The moment that peace is not in order, because we should be able to have conversations from different points of views without one getting angry, two getting offended, and three having to cause some type of bigotry or hate towards each other. We should be able to have conversations that are very like, you know how people say, oh, we don't talk about politics. I'm like, no, that's the complete. We should talk about politics.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't talk about religion. We should talk about God. We should have these hard conversations because they're important to conversate. Because through a conversation, someone's mind can be changed, or through a conversation, no one changes their mind, but at least you were able to
understand the differences.
Understand the differences, and you might not agree with something. Some things obviously might be super absurd. You're like, all right, you're kind of out of pocket.
And that's
for it,
okay.
But that's okay because that's your point of view. I'm not here to force you to change. But if the midst of our conversation, you go, you know what, you actually got me thinking now. That actually makes a lot more sense than I was thinking before. You know what I mean? The Bible does say that lack of knowledge, my people suffer. I'm just paraphrasing. You know, the more we know, the better, because then afterwards we're able to make more positive decisions and more concrete decisions of where we kind of stand in whatever politics, religion, education. Like, you pick it. You pick the conversation. But even if there is some type of disagreement, or there is, you could quote unquote say, opposing parties should be able to have conversations about it in the comfort of your own car, while eating food, while conversating, while talking, because the moment we stop sharing ideas, bro, that's it, bro. Like,
exactly.
You know what I mean? We're GG's, bro. Good game. We're done. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Because then at that point, it's like you're making it more of a competition or a war. You know what I mean? This is why when I tell people, like, okay, like, yeah, you might be Republican, you might be Democrat. Obviously, the two-party system doesn't always work. We get it. Mm-hmm. But you have to also look at it. Republicans and Democrats are both trying to do what's best for this country from just different points of views. I might not agree with either things, and obviously, there's at least for me personally, my Christianity and my belief in God triumphs over any type of political party. But it's okay to agree to disagree, and think about it. You're just looking over two different aspects that are trying to do what they think is best for this country. And at the end of the day, you might not agree with it, but it doesn't mean they're horrible people for it, because their intentions behind it is like, I'm trying to do what's best for this country because this makes sense to me, and the other person, I'm trying to do what's best for this country because this makes sense to me. But the moment we start having those conversations is where honestly everything gets lost in translation. Then you start to develop like this culture or hate, like, oh, I hate Democrats, oh, I hate Republicans, I hate this, I hate that, and then it's like we go from let's have conversations to oh, you're a Republican, I automatically hate you.
Right.
I want nothing to do with you anymore.
Exactly.
Because, you're this, you're a racist, you're that, and it's like,
exactly.
Bro, I just said I'm a Republican. Like,
yeah.
So I can be?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And then, I'm a Democrat. Oh, you liberal. And it's like, dang, dude, like.
People gotten too sensitive. I think people
no one's thick-skinned anymore, bro.
People put themselves in positions like if that's dumb. Like, it's personally dumb. Like, that's an attack on them.
Yeah,
personally. You know what I mean? Like, there's like, I've been talking about Donald Trump, and I would say something, and people would be like, yo, of course you believe that way. Like, you're a liberal, whatever. It's like, and it's just like, bro, like, the insult wasn't at you. It's just like, I'm disagreeing with a policy, and like, let's have a conversation. Fine. Tell me why you like it. So tell me where you come from, why it makes sense to you. Why it makes sense to you. Why I'm telling you why it doesn't make sense to me. Like,
you know what I mean? And then in the exchange of ideas, you'd be like, you either find some common ground, a mind can be changed, or you just had a good conversation with somebody from the opposing party, and that's it. There's nothing wrong with that. You get me? So I just think it's getting lost in translation. And like I said, like Charlie Kirk said it best himself. The moment we stop talking, it's the moment like we lose. Humanity starts to take an L for it. You know what I mean? So I think it's good to have honest conversations and to be able to have a platform and a place to be able to just talk about it freely.
Yeah. I agree.
Obviously, we kind of went that direction, but nevertheless, your family came from Cuba.
Here.
And how's them coming from Cuba coming here? What is the biggest culture shock that they've experienced so far? Or the adjustment for them? Obviously, people say that this is like another Cuba, another Havana, but it's nothing like. I'm pretty sure it's nothing like the real deal. So have they told you like? Because I remember my cousin, he's Peruvian, And I don't know why they told him this, but he said, oh, when you go to Peru, when you go into the United States, the roads are made out of gold. The waters are made out of crystal. Bro, money falls from the sky. Like, they told all this. He's like, oh my, bro, he's a young buck. He's like, told you, oh my God, and it's all free. Can I hear? No. He's like, bro, where's the golden streets? Where's the money raining from, bro? His expectations are so let down because they hyped it up so much. But so how was that looking for your families who came from Cuba to here?
My family's a very like car-oriented family. Like they've all been bus drivers, they've all been taxi drivers. Like
so
they know cars. You know, my dad and my brother are mechanics.
Like, cars in that sense. I never talking. Okay.
Like cars, like
working on cars.
Like
just
working on cars, driving cars. Like they know about cars. They came here and it was like, bro, every car here is brand new or it's like modern. And there's so many cars. Like, they couldn't believe that there were so many cars. Because over there, the cars that they mostly do have are, like, from the 1940s.
Is it a luxury to have a car over there, too?
It's a luxury to have a car.
Wow.
It's a luxury to have a car.
Now you're just straight on feet or bus.
And now everyone here, if you don't have a car here,
yeah, you can't
screw. You can't go anywhere. There's no public transportation here. You know what I mean? Like,
especially in the suburbs where we're at right now.
Yeah.
There's no. You go to the city, downtown Miami, maybe. But you know, you could walk places, but. It's no compared to like a New York or a Chicago or a DC.
Yeah.
You get me?
Where it has like a public transportation system and it's good.
Subway, stuff like that.
But
we
here
don't have that here like that.
They're like, oh my God, there's cars everywhere and stuff, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy. You know?
Yeah. Oh damn, dude, that's cool, bro. I'm happy to see that. And on top of that, I'm pretty sure that gives them opportunities. Like, oh, we could open a body shop. And they'll be successful with it.
Right.
Oh, vamos a hacer un taller. Let's fix cars. Let's do this because they already know the skill. Oh, I have 45 years in Cuba that I know how to do this stuff.
Exactly.
And honestly, I trust my cars to those people. That anyone that's my age that's working on a car. But like, you just got out of school.
Yeah.
This guy didn't go to school and he knows where he could teach the school you just got out of. This guy has real life experience.
He's been in every single car.
I'll give him my car.
Yeah.
Do what you gotta do, bro. Do what you gotta do. Change the water fango de la mano derecha. Do what you gotta do, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, bro. Because my job, I go to body shops and I write estimates and stuff like that. And I deal with a lot of Cubans, I don't want to just say Cubans, but Hispanics in general.
Right.
And it's funny how the lingo translates from parts that we call on a car from English to Spanish. So like I call this, on the vehicle on the front left side is a left fender. But for any Hispanic, guardafango de la mano de frente de la mano izquierda, guardafango de mano detrás de la mano izquierda. You get me? Like, they don't actually have a name for these parts. So, like, I know that when I was, like, learning how to do this, like my career, I had people who were, like, from Kentucky, Alabama, and they're like, oh, yeah, like, you know, they're white. So, they're like, oh, yeah, and they only have to focus only on one language because, I love, in Kentucky, the percentage of Hispanics is probably, like, 0.1.
Three
people. Bro, we're the only people here. Bro. This is our Hispanic community. Whereas here in Miami, everything is predominantly Spanish.
Right.
Everything. Oh, and if you don't know Spanish, you're kind of suffering here.
Yeah.
So, I remember when I was going to body shops, I kind of had to be like, dang, dude, like I don't know how to call these parts. And stuff like that. But it's funny enough that these guys, the old heads who've been doing this for so long, have been around cars for so long, that they go, oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Oh, no, yo sé. I know.
They cut you off because they already know. They already know.
Like, I'm like, oh, do you make my job so much easier that I don't have to, like, eso se llama, like, how do you say hood in Spanish?
Bro, I just changed the oil of my car yesterday with my dad. El capó.
El capó, yeah. But think about it. Some people don't know it's called el capó. You got me?
Yeah.
They're like,
el hood.
You get me? So it's a different culture here, and I love it. So it's cool though, cause I love my Spanish people.
How do you say shoelace?
Ooh. Shoelace for me, pasador. I don't even know if that's a correct. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't know.
El pasador. I think that's what it's called, or unless I just called it an eraser.
I asked the guy.
I don't even know. Un borrador.
Another Latino.
Pasador? Yeah.
And he goes, bro, that's a zapato string, bro. I was like.
Zapato string is
I know it's not that. I know at least it's not that. It's not the zapato string, bro.
Zapato string.
Bro, tie your zapato strings. I got you, bro. I got you.
That's crazy.
And I was like, I looked at him like, no, I know it ain't that.
Bro, but you know what's crazy? How do you say pen in Spanish?
Pluma?
That's funny because...
bolígrafo.
Bolígrafo. Bro, who says bolígrafo? Dame lapicero, dame la pluma, dame lápiz. You get me? Like, no, but so that's what goes to show you.
How do you say library?
I say, for me, biblioteca.
Biblioteca.
Yeah, that's how I know it.
But the Spanglish is libreria.
Libreria, yep.
Like that word does not exist.
Like, isn't that freedom?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Like, okay, cool. We're just going in the freedom to read books. Say less. So it's just crazy, bro. But it's just funny how that translates. Like, if you're Hispanic, then you know what we're talking about.
Right.
If you're not, then you probably don't get what we're referring to right now.
Right. You know, in Miami, there's like a new phenomenon happening where there's the rise of a new American dialect. Or like a new American, like a whole...
Like you have Miami language.
Like a Miami like dialect, like a whole distinct dialect because, like, you know, the sentence structures in English and Spanish are different. But now we are talking in English with Spanish structures. So the sentence will be like where the verb is in a different place than the noun, like, you know, and we're saying it like, but like...
You think that's a good thing?
Yeah, I think like people instantly, we would be talking and people would instantly be like, where you from? Like, we're like, cause like,
you have an accent.
Yeah, in like 20
different.
years, people are gonna start being like, yo, he has a Miami accent.
Yeah.
Like a strong
and it's
Miami
funny
accent.
because I don't think we have an accent, but when I go to the West Coast, where are you?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. You sound different.
Right.
I was like, I sound different.
Yeah.
You sound different. You get me? So it's just crazy, bro. It's just crazy. It's
like I say Walmart. I'll say Walmart.
Yeah, I say
Walmart.
Walmart. Yeah.
Walmart.
But mama, para Walmart, like.
Salmon.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't be saying salmon.
I say salmon. I say salmon.
Salmon, yes.
Salmon.
I don't say salmon.
I
say salmon.
I say salmon, and it's like, and they're like, I think people are like, you're wrong.
Yeah. Oh, honestly,
like,
I remember one time I was in college in FIU, Florida International University.
Shout out to
Go
FIU.
Panthers. Go Panthers. Okay. I was there, and then so I had one of my teachers say, yeah, George, you got to pick up your vocabulary game. I was like, why? He's like, you're in college, and yeah, you're right. Your paper's right. Your paper's good. Oh, your paper's well, but you're writing like if you're in high school. And I'm like, oh man, I'm a junior in college. I should be writing a little bit more educated, using a little. You know, I'm not saying that I have to be super eloquent with my writing, but at this point, they do have some type of expectation in regards to like your level of vocabulary that you should be using while you're in college.
Right.
But my teacher was like, my professor was like, yeah, bro, you're good, but your paper's kind of elementary, bro. Like, you're writing like if you're a junior, like you're a junior in college. And then once I got that, I went to Starbucks and I was like, oh, let me just get a coffee. And then I was like, oh, hey, how you doing? And the girl was like, oh, I'm doing great. Like, I'm doing well. And I was like, I'm doing good too. She goes, excuse me? I'm like, I'm doing good. I'm doing well. Oh, F me. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Say that. All right. I guess I'm just dumb. All right. All right, cool. You know what? I don't want coffee.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
And then ever since then, bro, I pay attention to when I write on group chats. I double check my grammar. I try to find where the commas go. I'm trying to use words that are a little bit more eloquent, a little bit more different. Even when I try to speak, I try to make sure that I use like words that I should be using. Not like it's good, it's fine. Like give me just very very like elementary type of vocabulary. So, but that really got me. I was like, dang, dude, the proper way is that I'm doing well.
Right.
I'm doing good. Like I'm like.
Right.
So ever since then, like even when I text my wife or when I double check, I read all my message, everything I'm gonna write before I send it backwards, to make sure it makes sense. My professor taught me that. She's like, if you feel like your sentence you're missing a letter, read it backwards. And when I read it, I go, oh, I missed the or I missed the is.
Oh.
And I go, okay, let me put this in. And then so that's like a trick that I do so much that now when I text on like anything, social media, whatever, I'm very mindful to it. And then now I start to notice when people don't do it, I go, damn, so I'm not the only one. Thank God, bro.
It's a thing, bro.
It's a thing, yeah. So it's just crazy.
Engineers can't write for crap.
Oh no, bro.
They are, oh my God, bro. They're one of the like math-wise,
smartest people in the
smartest human beings.
Absolutely, bro. Engineers, super impressive.
Ask them to write an essay. I've had to read like an engineer's essay, and I've had to be like,
there's a reason why they're an engineer,
bro. This is ridiculous. Like, who taught you how to write? How are you here? Like, what happened? Like, damn, bro. Like, I get you could probably build a bridge, you know, but
you can't write a paper.
You can't write a paper. Like, you can't write a 50 like a 500 page paper, like a 500 word paper, bro.
Yeah. Oh man.
You can't give me 5 good paragraphs.
At least 5 good paragraphs, dog. That's crazy.
Bro, why's your conclusion in the middle of the essay, bro?
Where are your points? You just repeated everything 5 times.
Yeah.
It is crazy, bro. But yeah, man. And honestly, I think that if you don't really like make the effort, then you know, like your grandma will suffer. So you just kind of and this is why like reading also really helps. Like I just started getting into like I've been a Christian all my life, but my wife did try me. She challenged me. She's like, "Man, love, you've been a Christian all your life, but you haven't read the whole Bible." And I go, "Holy, oh crap, you're right. I have. How is it that I haven't read the whole Bible and my life is based on Christ?" So I go, you know what? So I just started making it a challenge to kind of read the whole Bible. So I've been getting a little bit more into my studies. Like I'm actually sitting down and having my Bible open, my physical Bible, not just the app. I have a notebook ready, a pen, and then I also have my Bible app on my phone open so it can read as I'm following along, and I listen to the same passage. You get me? Like I'm really getting into my studies to know more, just to the fact that I can, you know, defend my faith and stuff like that. But at the same time, knowledge is power. The more you know, the more I'm going to know. So. And the Bible does have sometimes words and names that are like, oh, I don't know how to pronounce this.
Yeah.
Let me hear it.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, go like.
Ezekiel. All right.
Yeah, I got it. Okay, cool.
Good.
I'm saying it right. So you know, it kind of challenges you too. So I'm hoping that once I get a little bit started and that, then maybe it should expand. Hopefully, it does expand to maybe a little bit more reading, and just kind of expand my knowledge a little bit.
You have Spotify Premium?
No. I use my sister's Spotify just because I'm too cheap to want to pay for one.
Does she have a Spotify Premium?
What's the difference? I don't even know.
Like with no ads. Like do you?
No ads. No, she has.
So if you go to your Spotify, they now added audiobooks.
Oh, you're right.
So now you have premium great audiobooks that you could just like while you were driving to work or something, or like you're at the gym, put it on and just work out and like you're listening to a whole book.
I'm getting to an age, bro, where eventually I'm like, I don't want to listen to music when I'm doing. I need to do.
Right.
I need to listen to something that's gonna edify me instead of just entertain me. So sometimes I'm like, you know
what's a really good book?
Let me put the Bible on real quick. Let me just listen to that.
You could listen
a podcast or something
or
about a topic or something like that.
Or like there's this book called How to Make Friends and Influence People. And it's like it sounds like like the title sounds crazy. Like it sounds like you're gaslighting people, but no, it's literally about like.
How to make friends.
How to make friends and how to talk. It's like by the end of it, you're just like, oh, it's just be nice and have empathy, like towards people and like really put yourself in people's shoes.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? And it's a really good listen because he gives you different examples about like leadership and like different scenarios. Like this happened, but instead of me talking to them like this, I did this. And it's funny. And they changed their attitude.
Yeah, dude. And it's crazy because it's not so much about what you're saying, but I think it goes really well. It goes based on your delivery. You know what I mean? I'm not going to hear and be like, damn, babe, you looking fat as hell. Like,
right.
Do I just want to hurt my wife's feelings?
Crazy.
You know what I mean? Don't want to be married? I'm not going to say it to my wife. But if I say, hey, babe,
come to the gym with me.
Come to the gym with me, sweetheart. Oh, why? It's good. First of all, it's beneficial for you. You'll lose some weight. It's better for your brain health, better for your self-esteem, your confidence, your exercise. You know what I mean? Giving all these reasons without me telling her, oh, babe, I think you're fat. You know what I mean? So, like, man, love, that's not the thing. You know what I mean? I love my wife. I love the way she looks now, and she's been losing weight, and she's looking great. She's looking phenomenal, and it's been a slowly decrease in losing weight, and she's seeing the progress. I'm losing weight, so, bro, we went from being a fat, happy couple to now we're trying to be a fit couple. Bro, our grocery list is ridiculous. My wife's dinner is like 5 eggs, boiled eggs with like a piece of toast, and that's all she eats. For me, it's just like soup, and I'm like, I eat like a one meal type of day, because like I do like, okay, for example, this past Wednesday, my last meal was at 8:30 at night, and I didn't eat again until 8:30 at night Thursday after the gym. So I did like about a 24-hour fast, and I kind of do that daily.
Crazy.
But bro, honestly, I work and I function better with no food in me, and the amount of time I save with not having to sit down and eat and all that stuff, it's, bro, honestly, I love it. Like, I'm trying to work for a promotion in my job, but I'm kind of scared to get promoted, not because the job is gonna have its challenges, but the fact that I won't be on the road as much, so I'm afraid that I won't be able to do the fasting as much, just because when I'm out there, I'm on the clock and I'm busy and I'm in the sun and I'm doing this and doing that. Yeah. Whereas if I'm sitting in an office, AC, you're doing, I'm like, damn, I'm kind of hungry. Like, oh crap, I don't want to eat. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, it's crazy that we're just kind of doing our own fitness thing and just kind of working out. You got me? I've lost already like 25 pounds.
That's good, bro.
And I'm trying to lose another 20.
That's good.
And then my wife is also losing weight too, so it's going really good, bro. So. But all that to say, it goes back to the delivery, man.
Goes back to the delivery.
Yeah, it goes back to delivery.
It goes back to how
you treat people, how you talk to people.
How you talk to people, and it's a good book. Literally,
I'll
just look into it. Listen to the first chapter. That's what I do. I listen to the first chapter of a book, and if I don't like it, usually the first chapter is 6-10 minutes.
6-10 minutes, yeah.
Like, and then you're just like, like I don't like it, and you just swipe out, or you're like, let me try the next chapter.
Okay.
So it's because you literally like.
I'm getting into that because you know what? Also, I'm also getting kind of a little bit bored with shows.
Me too.
Like a little bit. Like I'm like, don't get me wrong. There's something I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see. But then I'm like, I don't know if it's because I'm getting older and I'm just like, like.
I just don't like
whatever, but
being on a couch or like being at home.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not being efficient.
Much.
You get me? And I want to do like I'm trying to do things in my life now that are gonna edify me, not just waste my time.
Right.
Watching a show is great, but it's wasting my time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't need that much entertainment. If I'm busy doing other things that can edify me to do that would affect me business wise, spiritually wise, my family. You know what I mean? Like
I agree.
I think it's a lot. It's much more edifying. It's much better than sitting down and just watching Don't get me wrong. There's time and a place for everything.
Right.
So, yeah. Sometimes you're like, I need to literally wind down. If you're winding down,
watch a show.
Watch a show. Cool.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say it's as much as it was before. And if I am watching anything like on YouTube, it's most likely stuff that I'm already interested. Like I'm interested in, like the Bible, and I'm just watching more background history stories, stuff like that.
Yeah.
To just kind of educate myself a little bit more. So stuff like that. That's kind of where I'm at right now. But that's like me just being an old head. But I just think that's kind of where it's shifting a little bit because we have so much entertainment that I'm like just kind of getting overwhelmed, like overstimulated. I'm like, I don't want to deal with all that right now.
There's literally like I feel like a problem we have like. With like dopamine.
Yeah.
Like you know how easy how many times I've woken up and the first thing I do is get on TikTok and I'm there in bed for like an hour and a half and I'm like scrolling. And I'm like I just wasted an hour and a half of my life just scrolling because it's instant dopamine to your brain.
And if you can apply that hour and a half to anything else, your life would be so much more improved. You could apply it to the gym, to reading a book, to
going outside,
getting vitamin D, bro. Anything.
Yeah.
Your life would completely change. But social media, bro, can be very addicting, man. That's why you gotta have it under control, bro. You get me? This is why, like I don't know, like it's cool to have from time to time and stuff like that. But like, for me, if I'm gonna sit down and watch a show or watch a movie, I feel like I have to earn it.
Yeah.
Like I want to be able to be like, I did so much
had a long
today.
day.
I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do anything like that. So like for me, a good way to unwind after I do everything that I want to do is I sit down, put a show, and I have some good eats, and I'm like, this is what I work hard for. This is why I work hard. I get to, and it's more enjoyable than me having to do that every single day because then I feel like I'm living purposeless. Like I don't have this is all I do. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly. I've started. It ain't just you. It ain't just you because you're old. It's literally I feel like a lot of people, my age, like even younger, like this is just a waste of time. Like this is just what am I doing?
Yeah, you get me? Like, I need something, a little bit more interaction. You get me? It's one thing to see something entertaining, but then watching a podcast, having two people talk, that's a little bit more entertaining because then I could get insight. I could leave with something instead of just saying, that was a great movie.
Right. Man, that dragon killed it.
Best.
Crazy.
Amazing. You get me? So I think that's kind of where it's shifting towards right now, and I think it comes also with a mentality of maturity because then you start to realize I don't need to be entertained all the time.
Yeah.
You get me? Yeah. You get me? Like think of my love. Our parents didn't have time for entertainment.
No.
Like, you know what I mean? Like I said this on the previous podcast too. Like our parents, even if they were depressed, they didn't have time to soak into the depression. If they had dealt with anxiety, they didn't have time to see into their anxiety because all those things were a luxury because there was a necessity and a need for something more, for family, to put food on the table, to provide, especially coming from our backgrounds where families who came from third world countries came here with nothing to try to do something for us. They're giving us the opportunity for you to go to Syracuse and do what you do and for me to do what I'm doing now.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't give us probably money, but they gave us something even more important than that, which is the opportunity to do something.
Exactly.
Not to grow up the same way they did. So I just feel like it'll be a slap in the face if we don't really take advantage of that and really if I just wasted just watching Netflix all day, bro.
Be crazy.
It'd be crazy, dude. No growth, no nothing. At that point, I should have just grew up when my parents grew up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think nowadays people are so entertained and so bored that eventually they're like, oh, let me. And I would say sometimes, and I would say this, it's very self-centered. Where they're like, oh, I'm depressed now. About what, bro? I've been watching movies all day.
Yeah. You've been. It's because you've been at home.
You've been at home. You're not supposed to be at home and stuck within the four walls. This is why I'm super against working from home. I like the split. working at work,
Right.
and then home, a place where I'm able to find comfort and
Yeah,
relaxation.
yeah.
I don't
Make
like
that
mixing
divide.
the two. Yeah,
Make
make
that
that divide. I want to be able to be if I'm stressed, I'm gonna be as stressed as possible at the office, at work.
Right.
But then when I come home, complete disconnect, able to embrace and enjoy my home, my wife, my kids, and just unwind and be like, all right, cool, I'm with my family, and then just do it all over again the next day. Cause man, love, I go on vacation, but after like a couple of days, I'm like,
kind of want to go home.
I kind of want to go home and I want to go back to work and you know what I mean? Like I don't, you know what I mean? Like this vacation is great, but there's only so much I can take of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I get homesick of it. I'm like, I gotta go back. I need somebody yelling at me right now. Like, where my rude customers at? Curse me out, please. Like, I need something, dog. You know what I mean? So it's just
being home.
Yeah, just being home.
Just being home.
Yeah. So
imagine back then when you had to take like a wagon somewhere. That must have sucked. Like imagine going from here to like Jacksonville in a wagon. You're there for like 3 weeks. You're just 3 weeks. That must have sucked. That must have been. And you got 3 weeks back.
And that's fast transportation.
That's you're going. You got 2 horses.
We moving. We're moving. I'll be in 3 weeks, bro. You're getting here lightning
speed. Man, technology really going crazy, bro. It used to take 7 months. You know.
You brought it down to 3 weeks, bro. You're the GOAT. Literally.
Man, y'all killing it for real.
So now you talked about life, family, moving forward, your career. Talk to me about what is it that you're going to school for? What is it that you're wanting to do? Like, what is that? What is life after college, and what's your expectations and your goals that you're wanting to reach with your degree after you graduate from Syracuse?
Like, I'm doing international relations, and
well, for those who don't know, what is international?
International relations is
give me like a quick
study of how countries communicate, but not just countries, leaders, people, cultures. And all these different things, and security, peace, development. There's so many like ways so many avenues you can take. You know what I mean? Like some people do international relations and focus on like economic finance, and they only think about like they want to work for a big like World Bank. They want to work for a bank, or they want to be able to like work for a development fund that spends money on developing countries. And some people want to do like nonprofits and help refugees and you know like get out there and make sure like these people are safe. And some people like what I want to do is like security. And it's like and like different I want to be an analyst for the government doing security. Focusing on Latin America and China and in Asia. And kind of where like the United States fits in that whole relationship. That's really what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to understand where the United States could do like better in Latin America. You know what I mean? Like,
so obviously you're doing that, but then you're also kind of focusing on Latin Americans.
Yeah, I'm focused. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
My undergrad, I did it on Asia, and I studied Asia. But now for my master's, I'm like, I still want to do Asia stuff because I think Asia's the future. You know what I mean? Like all these countries in Asia, their economies are growing.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a part of the world with the most population. You know, but also like Latin America. Where does Latin America fit in that? Where can the United States be a force of good
for Latin America?
For Latin America to like lift up? Because at the end of the day, if the United States has a problem with like just hitting people in the head. You know, like there's a president they don't like. Later. Yeah, a president they don't like. They rather coup him, end the democracy there, and put like a dictatorship that's pro-U.S.
Yeah.
Instead of talking to that government, being like, what can we do to get closer to you? What can we do to work with you? What can like
faith.
Let's
build this relationship.
Let's build this relationship. You can give me stuff, I can give you stuff.
There's a lot that we can benefit from each other. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And at the end of the day, because the United States rather do short-term benefit instead of long-term.
So they're not looking at the long picture. They're looking at what's short and quick.
Right.
Quick fix, and then we'll figure it out once you get there type thing.
And I think that's been an issue with our like foreign policy and the way the United States has been doing it for so long. They don't care about like sometimes they just don't care about longevity. And maybe it's just like it's like old people. It's like a form of like realism. Realism is a form of like a theory in international relations where like everyone is kind of your rival. You're not friends with anyone. Everyone's trying to do them.
That's such a horrible mentality to have, because then you're always ready. And
you're always on defense.
Like you can never like Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of crazy.
And it's not like, and I don't be believing in that. I think we could do so much good together. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think in like 200 years, 300 years, I feel like humanity is gonna be just one big block, like one big, like one strong world government or something like that. Because like, if you look at over time, we've gone from these little villages to these big like states, to these big countries, to these even bigger countries,
Mm-hmm.
to like now these big unions where we're together.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I feel like humans like humans. We love each other. The same way you love recording this podcast is because we love talking, we love connecting, we love people love people, and I feel like we need that as people.
Mm-hmm.
And like we're constantly, so war's over, bro. Like, I think war's
I think war has its necessities, and there's a time and a place for it, because sometimes it is needed.
Yeah.
But I don't think war is needed forever.
No, I think
wars are meant to come to an end.
Yeah.
And then we're supposed to enjoy the benefactor and the peace that comes afterward, because there is some type of peace afterwards, because not it would just the war would just continue. Right. So yeah, I would. Obviously, I don't know much about the topic, so guys, don't take my stuff with a grain of salt.
No,
grain of salt.
Yeah,
but
I have my opinions. I'm biased.
Yeah,
exactly.
So
someone might disagree with you.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah. So okay.
But that's kind of what
you're trying to do.
I'm trying to be an analyst for the government.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of rethink how we think about security, how we think about what is all that. Like, we don't have to hurt people to get our way every single time.
Yeah.
Like, we just don't have to do that. Like, sometimes we would look better and we would feel better about ourselves. And if we just...
Do you think that sometimes maybe that fighting could be the answer, just because of the fact that, let's say, the reciprocating party doesn't, I guess you could say, budge? Or like that maybe, all right, now we have to take it to this point. We don't want to,
right.
But now you're kind of, you're leaving us no choice. Do you think that's a thing? Or do you think that all types of conflict can always be resolved without war, without fighting, without bearing arms?
Right.
Like, do you know what I mean? Or do you think that it's always more of like, okay, we can just always fix everything through a conversation?
Like, my instinct is always to be like, we could talk this out.
Okay.
But, like, you really couldn't talk things out with Hitler. Mad love,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
hey, Hitler, can you just stop, like, killing...
Yeah, there's
all the
some
Jews, please?
people
Like,
you have to go and shoot them.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like... But the thing is, we can't, like... Once the war's over...
We can't continue with that.
We can't continue with the hate. We can't continue, like...
Like, once it's done,
it's done, it's done. The guy, once Hitler was killed, we're like, okay, time to rebuild Germany. Like, time to rebuild Europe. Let's not... Because, like...
Let's not continue with
Let's
that same
not continue, because if you brood hate, another Hitler's going to come. You know what I mean? If you punish the citizens of a country for something their leaders did, another one like that is going to appear because of that hate.
Gotcha.
Because of, like, that gives space for the enemy to operate. You know what I mean? If you fill people up with hate and you push them down like that, it's gonna make it tough. It's gonna make it really hard to...
Yeah. Okay. Do you think that maybe, like, for example, and like, we're gonna use Hitler as an example since you brought him up. Let's say when we took out Hitler, let's say do you think their followers or the followers of Hitler had the potential to endorse another Hitler? So you do think at that point those people who are diehard Hitler fanatics should also suffer not consequences in the sense that killing like how we did Hitler, but should have some type of repercussions, because there's always a possibility that they can continue that ideology and that doctrine of what Hitler had and embark it into somebody else and lift the next Hitler?
I think...
Or do you think at that point it's more of a re-education and a reconstruction of their mind and just teaching them, listen, that ways wasn't correct. And obviously not everyone's going to submit to that, but that's going to come with time, because at the same time...
you got to show them.
Yeah, you got to show them, right?
Okay. Because you can't go in there and, like, for example, First World War, Germany started it. Or, like, they really were, like, they didn't start it, but they were one of the big proponents of it.
Yeah.
We punished Germany. We threw sanctions at them. They were dirt poor. And that's where Hitler came from, because people were hungry, people were poor, and Hitler was like, it's their fault, and that hate, brew hate, and it snowballs, it's like a ball of hate. But after the Second World War, they're like, we're not going to do this again. They made a trial for all the people who did help Hitler, not for the supporters. Because, like, at the end of the day, a supporter
Yeah, supporters.
They felt that way because they were in that situation. They were hungry. Like they were.
It's one thing to follow, and it's another thing to actually be part of.
To be part of, to be part of like the killing. Those people had trials. So people, the evidence was brought against them, and all that type of stuff.
And that's justifiable because obviously what they were doing was
terrible.
It was terrible.
It was terrible.
Genocide.
Was the devil's work.
But
at the end of the day.
But
you rebuild the country and you go, oh yeah, Hitler was wrong. People will literally be like, yeah, Hitler. Germany now doesn't have like a sense of nationalism because they still feel bad about that. But it's like,
especially now the youth right now for the young Germany, like the mentality back in the day, maybe some the old heads would be like, I get it, but now I know that the younger generation is like, no, that guy was hell, like, oh my god,
and it's like, yeah, that guy was evil. That guy was like, we can never.
That's
the worst of humanity.
We don't consider him one of us.
Yeah.
Type thing.
It's like we don't, and it's about that. It's about people can change.
Yeah.
Countries can change.
Absolutely, I really do think.
And like when that type of stuff happens, you have to nourish your country. You can't go in there and.
It's a hard issue, man. Because honestly, don't mad love. Politics I think are great because the Bible does talk about that. We do have to respect and follow the world order here. There has to be some type of form of government to keep the peace and order of everything that's going on. Because now we would just have chaos.
Right.
I completely agree with that. But I also do believe that policies and government can fix people's hearts. It's a hard issue. And it comes with education, it comes with faith, it comes with time, it comes with instructions. And that's the only way that we're actually going to get real change. Man, love, if you tell me that I have to follow this policy because it's now in force, doesn't mean my heart changed because a policy was in place. You get me? It has to come with time, talks, conversations. You get me? Because that's more of a heart issue. Like, the only thing that's going to change, like, think about it. They could put a policy, stop all racism. All right, great. You're still going to have racism.
Yeah, you're still going to have racism.
You get me? Policies are not going to stop racism.
Right.
Heart issue, changing the heart will change the heart of all racism. And you know what I mean? This is why I like policy, I like government. It's cool. And I have my best friend who's also a history teacher, so he's into like government as much as you are. He loves that. That's like one of his things. So I love it that he educates me. He teaches me like he teaches the 7th grade. He's like, all right, so I'm gonna show you their PowerPoint. I'm like, say less, bro.
Yeah.
Dumb it down for me. Like when he was talking about NATO, I didn't know what the heck NATO was, and he gave me a whole. I was like, oh my god, he's so dope. And then the way he kind of explains everything, like World War I and how it happened, he's like, bro, Germany was here. Then we had people coming from the left and from the right. I was like, oh my god, this is going crazy. Get him! It was crazy. So the way he explains it to me, I go, bro, that's so awesome. So he makes obviously history and the government look like the way he explains it is so cool. But I also do, like I said, I do believe that it is a hard issue, man, because man, love policies and laws and governments they're needed and they have a place for it, but it doesn't change people.
I agree.
You get me? It doesn't change people. I wish it did. It would be a perfect world if it did.
Right.
But we're imperfect people living in an imperfect world, and unless someone's heart should change, the mind won't follow because, you know what I mean? It's a hard issue. Yeah. So
it's literally, and like the stuff I would be doing is. Like not public, you know, like it wouldn't be public stuff. Like I wouldn't be. I don't
stuff in the background
like people that
don't even know what's going on.
Make decisions, like, cause sometimes you gotta make decisions. You gotta make those bad decisions.
You gotta make those calls.
Not bad decisions, but you gotta make those
tough calls.
Tough calls. And
somebody got to.
I'm okay with being like, this person might have to die for, like if I had we gotta put a hit on this terrorist.
We gotta put
we have to do it, and it's like.
It's not and it's tough because you're still taking a life, and even if that person might be a terrorist, that person still is a father, has kids, has a family who love them.
Exactly.
And it's a tough call to say that. Yeah, we see the wrong that they're doing, but it's still kind of hard to be like, we're leaving kids fatherless.
Yeah.
A family hurting. You get me? Like
you
also people don't see that side of when you're taking somebody out.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, we took them out. Yeah, but now that family's over here. Suffering,
and
dying. No, good people or bad people, losing somebody on either side hurts.
Yeah.
So it's like
losing a life.
Period.
Is never. It's like in most cases, it's not a win. You know,
it's not a win.
Like at the end of the day, it's not a win because for some they probably lost someone that made them be like that. And they probably went through something that made them go that extreme.
And life is so precious, bro. I mean, I'm more interested in saving it than I am losing it, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm in the business. I'm in the business of wanting to have people their lives being saved and their hearts changed because of Christ, and
yeah,
but I'm not in it to want to take them out. You know what I'm saying? Because regardless if it's a good or bad person, whatever that may look like for you, or wherever you may stand morally, it's not easy taking somebody else or losing a life. This is why, like, I like how some cop shows when a police officer the first time does his first,
He takes a life.
They put him through intensive therapy. Like, they
Yeah,
put him through this process because they know how hard and how heavy that can be on the heart, on your soul, on your mind, and it can lead you to a very dark place if not treated or attentive properly. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's not like my love. If I have guns in my house and it's me and my wife and my kids, honestly, I don't care who's coming in through that door.
I'm gonna use it.
I'm gonna use it.
If I have to protect a life,
if I have to choose, if they're telling me that I'm choosing between my family, my loved ones, and my wife and my kids, versus a stranger that's coming in who also probably has what I have as well, and maybe he's doing whatever he's doing for whatever reason, I wouldn't want to take a life. But if you're making me choose,
I'm gonna choose to protect.
I'm gonna choose protect me and my own, my tribe, my cubs. You get me? Like my queen, my kids.
Yeah.
Like, that's a no-brainer. That's like a John Wick pop
Yeah.
type thing. Like, I'm not even gonna think twice about it. But is it gonna be easy? I don't think it would be heavy on my heart, because that's a whole family, a whole lineage, a whole legacy, a whole like generation just gone in an instant, in seconds. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it is a very sad truth, but
like
somebody got to make the tough calls. Somebody has to
someone's
do it,
gonna make the tough calls. Someone has to make those. Like, my friends have, like, we talked about guns, and like I'm pretty anti-gun when it comes to like having these huge assault rifles. Like, I don't think the average person should have this crazy assault rifle.
Okay, so question: are you more anti-gun, or are you more the fact that guns are easily accessible? Because those are two different things.
Yeah.
People say anti-guns, but then I go and I kind of rebuttal by saying, okay, you can't be anti-guns because guns are inanimate objects. They don't do wrong or right. It goes based on the person the user. So are you more anti-guns in the fact that maybe the policies that are in place allow it to be easy access? Man, an 18-year-old kid can just get a shotgun.
Just get a gun, yeah.
Exactly.
A kid who's mentally ill.
So are you more are you more towards making it difficult and more challenging to get a gun, or are you just completely we got to get rid of all guns?
I don't think we have to get rid of all guns.
Okay.
Like, but I think there's some guns that, like,
give me an example.
Like an AR-15.
Okay.
If a guy came into my house, he's not gonna have body armor on. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to hold the tight corner with an AR-15 and and this guy that has body armor, and no, like, with a handgun, I can handle him.
Yeah.
I only really need a handgun. So I think handguns, like.
So you think certain guns are accessible for the public,
like, civilian public,
for the civilian public, and some guns should be completely removed from the public and should be inaccessible because it's ridiculous.
Yeah, or like some guns should only be for hunting. You know what I mean? Like, some guns, like, and that type of stuff. But also, guns are way too easily accessible. Right? Like people don't have the training, and people don't understand that when they have a gun, that means that they are opening themselves up to the possibility of taking a life. Because people buy guns and they're like, I got a gun, like, look at it. And it's like, you have now just equipped yourself with the ability to hurt people.
Yeah.
So now you need training. You need to make sure that you are psychologically there. You have to be able to know how to keep those safe so your kid doesn't play with it. I feel like in this country there has to be put more of importance on safety and.
So it's not so much gun control; it's just more gun responsibility, gun conscience.
Well, it's control, because you're controlling.
You're right.
Controlling, like, kind of how it comes out, how it goes in.
Yeah. What are permissive, what are permitted, what are not permitted.
I'm not trying to ban guns.
Like,
I'm not trying to ban all guns. Like.
Yeah, my love. Like, officers need guns.
Like. Number one, cops need guns and stuff like that. And
military obviously need guns.
Yeah, I want to use a gun. Like, if I not that I want to use it, but.
You want to have a gun.
I want to be able to have it on me just in case. But I also don't. I'm not gonna brandish it. Like, I'm not gonna be like, yo, I got this thing on me. Like, Like,
so
never gonna go.
You personally, would you want to? Okay,
absolutely.
But then you, by doing that, you're going with your statement that you're opening yourself up with the possibility
that
I
you're
could
willing
take
to
take a life. Okay.
So
you're saying that when anyone that has a gun has to have that realism that at any moment in time something pops off, they have to be ready, or they're gonna be ready to take a life. Because my love, we're not John Wick.
We're not John Wick.
I'm not gonna be able to. I'm gonna shoot you in the kneecaps and then neutralize you.
No. You're gonna aim for the chest, and you might kill a guy.
Yeah.
And you're with 2 bullets, you can take a life.
Let's take a life. Oh, okay.
And it's like, and it's about. I think training should be more tougher. I think background checks should be tougher on people. You know what I mean?
Obtaining the licenses should be.
Obtaining a license should be like tougher, and it's just about.
Just making it a little bit more challenging, so it's not as easily accessible. And you think that through that change, it would limit the school shootings, the negative parts of guns that happen, that we've seen multiple.
Because no one's going into no school shooters walking in there with just a pistol.
Yeah,
you know
I prefer
because a pistol. The reason I prefer handguns is because it is to take out one individual or a small group of individuals who are trying to hurt you.
Yeah.
But with an assault rifle, it's called an assault rifle. It is used to assault people. It is used on offense. A pistol can be used for defense. And the more readily available, bro, there's a shooting every week. There's a mass shooting every week. But and a mass shooting is more than 5 people. But it barely gets reported because it just happens so often.
It's so normal now.
It's so normal.
Oh, he died.
You know what I mean? I was another dude killed a bunch of people.
Another school shooting.
Another school,
we'll talk about it for a week and
that's
then
not
we'll
normal.
forget about it. Yeah.
That's not normal at all. And I think because handguns can be used to defend yourself, defend your family.
Yeah, I do want guns too. But I've also come to terms with the fact that once I have a gun, it's either me, my family, and if that's opposing against me and my family, then I'm ready to take a life. You get me? I'm already accepting that reality that if I'm put in that situation, I prefer to have a gun and not use it, than not have a gun and then need it.
Right.
You get me?
So I'd rather you're a fool every day for having a gun, except the moment you need it. Except the moment you're not a fool.
At that point, that's when people are like, oh, see, this is why we can't be banning guns, and then that's where everyone else kind of
and then everyone's like, look, we need enough.
Yeah.
If you had an assault rifle, you would have been able to handle it. I think we gotta, but also it's because of lobbying. The gun industry is big, and the companies are gonna make sure that
it's also
that you defend guns because they're paying your politician you has a lot of money from these gun companies like the NRA and stuff to protect guns, to protect to keep guns flowing because that's how they make money.
Yeah, I get you.
But
that's crazy, bro. But that's kind of what's so do you have any so how do you apply for the job that you're wanting to go? How does that even work? I'm pretty sure it's not let me just go on the website, go to career.
Not really.
It really just it's crazy because it's that's such a big heavy thing that you're just go to a website, go down to career / whatever, and then just apply, and then
yeah.
It's literally just it. Bro, that's crazy, dude. I just thought it was more intensive.
I did an interview for a place.
Yeah.
2 days ago.
And
it was just like that. It was a chill. A chill conversation, chill as hell.
That's so crazy, bro. You would think it would be a little bit different because it's a very top tier.
Right. Once you get further down the process, it becomes you get the stuff you get in the mail doesn't have a name on it, and it just has the U.S. seal. That's it.
That's when the movie stuff starts to come out.
That's how you know what's what, and they tell you get on this, download this app. This secured app and use this code
Be in
to
a safe
log
location
into
by
this
yourself with no one around.
No one, literally. They say yo, please show us the room. Make sure there's no one there because they're gonna talk about it's you gotta be discreet about this.
Yeah, bro.
But at first, man, that's public. The position's up.
The position's up. We're gonna fly. Okay. So when you're in is when that's the intense stuff.
Yeah, and then they polygraph you, they drug test you, they do all these Okay. My friend just got polygraphed.
I'm afraid to I would probably be telling the truth, but because I'm so nervous, because I'm on a polygraph, I feel like it would detect it. Oh, you lying? No, I'm not. I promise you.
People fail it.
Oh, that's
people
so scary,
fail it not
bro.
because they lie, but because they're too nervous.
Yeah.
Some guy failed it 5 times.
Oh my
God. The guy was like, yeah, this is my 5th time doing it because I'm just too nervous when I go in. So the readings are all over the place.
Yeah, because it doesn't really. I guess the polygraph, what they do is that they really just check. There's a certain signs that show when you're telling the truth and when you're lying, and I'm assuming that they measure your heart rate or your pulse or something like that to determine
they have things. You're hooked up.
hooked up, bro.
But it's not even like, it's not about like if you're lying or if you're telling the truth, because it can't tell that. It can't tell.
Yeah, exactly.
But it can tell when you have a reaction to something. So they go, why are you having a reaction to that? And they ask you questions like, hey, to this question you reacted. Why? You know, like, is there something you're not telling me, or is there something like we haven't talked about?
You made eye contact to me and I got nervous.
Yeah. Okay, or it's like, okay, let me ask you that question again. And then they'll ask you, and then I was like, okay.
Oh, okay.
You know
Okay, I get you. Damn, that's crazy. That's intense.
So, scary, bro.
So, yeah, I can imagine, bro.
Scary.
So, now leading into this, just kind of to talk about this a little bit, you did mention earlier that you are a progressive Christian. What does that mean? Because progressive Christian can be very broad. It could be very.
Right.
It has like it could be progressive Christian like that you agree with the Bible says, or a progressive Christian that like I'm a Christian who lives in modern times, and you know what I mean?
Right.
You know, like my love, you have progressive Christians who are like, oh yeah, being engaged in the Bible and Jesus was trans and this and that and whatever. So what type of, I guess, question is, what type of Christian are you? What type of progressive? What do you mean by progressive Christian? Is my question.
Like the one I'm accepting of everyone. I think we're all God's children. At the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like no matter who you are, no matter what, I think you have to love a person, because I think the Christian community, especially like the Protestant Christians, which we are. You know, Protestant just means we're not Catholic.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
okay.
We like in the United States, especially like they just attack people. It's very attackish sometimes, and I feel like we have a bad rep because of that. And I feel like the best way we can show God's love is by loving people. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the best way to show people, yo, Christianity is the right way, is just by loving others. But there's so many people that are, like, attacking, and that's because, like, Christianity's been politicized. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
a lot of people say that.
It's been, like, it's now tied to a party.
Yeah,
Even though
there's no party, bro.
There's democratic Christians that are like that believe in God just as strong.
And it's so funny because I just saw a TikTok the other day that says if you say you're a Republic Christian, you're wrong. And then the video ended up explaining saying why. Because first of all, we don't associate Christ to any party. Because even if Jesus was here, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't. He's for people.
Yeah.
He's not for parties.
Yeah.
Right? And on top of that, parties are also, they have their pros and their cons, and they're imperfect. So you can't tie someone as perfect as Christ to an imperfect party. This is why I'm a Christian, and this is why I said before, my Christianity, my relationship with God trumps over any type of political party. Now, Republicans have Christian and non-Christian principles. Democrats have Christian and non-Christian principles.
Yeah.
But at that point is where you start to make your decision. All right, where do I align more? And that's what comes with your prayer, your conviction, and exactly like, at that point doing more of your studies. But I 100% agree, because I also saw a clip that people were like, oh, Christianity is a white colonizing religion, and I was like, since when was Jesus white?
Well, because the thing is, it was used by. It's been abused.
That's what I ended up finding out. People are like, oh, white colonizers used it to enslave me. So now it is. So that's what a Christian is. And then it kind of gives everyone a bad taste of what the true essence of what it is to be a Christian is.
The same way that, like, for example, in Iran, they have their leader they're also their religious leader. But that's what I'm saying. Like dictatorships wear masks. And there have been dictatorships that have wear Christian masks. Kings and all these guys.
In the name of God,
in the name of God, I'm gonna colonize this whole land. You know what I mean? Like they're like, yo, we gotta colonize America, we gotta enslave these people, and we gotta kill the natives, because Christ told us to.
Man,
if Christ saw what you were doing, he would weep. You know what I mean? Like,
he's in the business of saving people, not taking them out.
But at the end of the day, like, for example, I don't think everything in the Bible is 100% true.
Okay.
I believe that these are, number one, this was like thousands of years ago. But also, it was recorded by holy men. You know what I mean? Like, these were recounts. Christ never wrote down anything, but he said these things, and his prophets and his not prophets, his disciples wrote these down. But these men are also fallible. These men are also human, and these men can make mistakes, interpret Christ's words differently. You know what I mean? And I mean, and this was this happened when they were constructing the Bible. What was going to be the Bible? There was debate. What books are we adding? Whose writing are we keeping out? Mm-hmm. Whose writing do we not agree with? And like they fought for hundreds of years about, and they still fight. There's a reason there's Catholics and Protestants, evangelicals, like Seventh-day Adventists, because we all disagree on the interpretation of the Bible and stuff like that. And like I don't think it's 100% true, but I do think the writing has a meaning. The same way every book, at the end of the day, you might read a book and you're like, what the hell was the meaning behind that book? And then it had a deeper meaning. Like for example, Noah's Ark. I don't think Noah's Ark really happened, but I do think that it goes to show the difference between the Old Testament and the New Testament is that in the Old Testament, God's wrath was scary. It was like God was a wrathful, he used violence, like a tsunami to wipe off the earth just because. And the whole distinction is in the New Testament, God is Christ and he's loving. It's about accepting others. It's about, loving thy enemy, turning the cheek. And it's about, and I think that's where we see God is all these different things. You know what I mean? And that's really, I think, like the distinction that they were like talking about, like, yo, like God is this way. God can heal. He not just destroys. Yeah. He heals. And I think that's why Christians like came into existence because Christ was like, I'm the son of, like, my father did these things before, because the Jews believe that, like, Noah's Ark and all that stuff, because in the Old Testament. Yeah. But my father did all these things, but it's also loving. God's also loving. God can heal. God can do these miracles to like uplift people. Yeah. And stuff like that. So, and like and in a way, he helped de-weaponize like Christianity and helped de-weaponize that religion and that faith and that belief in God. Yeah. Because, and that's kind of my philosophy. A little bit. Yeah.
No, and I get you, bro. I hear you. Obviously, I don't agree with everything that you're saying.
Of course.
I do believe Noah's Ark did happen. On top of that, I know that I can't quote on the top of my head, but there is a substantial proof of showing that Noah did alive pieces of the ark, and then if I'm not mistaken, don't butcher me for this, but I believe that if you follow the same instructions that are given in the Bible to how to create Noah's Ark, you can recreate it. Right. So obviously, and that's the thing. I've kind of understood it this way. There's no way that I, George Leon, can prove to you that Christ is real, because I didn't see him and I didn't shake his hand.
Right. Yeah.
But the evidence that we have in the Bible dictates and shows that Christ is our true Lord and Savior and the Messiah of the world. Why? Right. For example, if I were to ask you, how do you know that George Washington was our first president and he was inaugurated as our first president?
Right, I mean, there's eyewitness accounts and
exactly.
that type of stuff.
There's no way for us to really know because we weren't physically there to see George Washington.
Exactly. No, I agree.
Right? But we do have evidence, and evidence is passed on through history to teach us that what we know now in the Americas, George Washington was the first president of the United States, right? Same thing with Jesus. We have eyewitness accounts, over 500 witness accounts, and also 4 amazing witnesses that all kind of encompass the same thing from different perspectives. Right. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John all talk about Jesus from their perspective, and then their eyewitness accounts of when Jesus was was alive. So, at that point, I say to people, yes, Christ. The only way to believe in Jesus is through faith. You have to have faith in Christ and everything that Christ says and everything that the Bible encompasses. You have the Old and New Testament, but the Old Testament mentions Jesus from the very beginning. From the very beginning of the Bible, it talks in Genesis 1. It says, in the book of Genesis, it says, let's make God in our image. Why is it our, not me? It's our because it's plural. Because you have God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. Who else would it be our? It's not going to say our, my primo Pepe. You got me? And from the very beginning, it says, let's make man in our image. God didn't say my image, I could feel separate. He said our image. So you already kind of have evidence proving that Jesus Christ was alive. For example, if you read Matthew 1...
No, I fully know he was alive. You know what I mean? Like, I fully know he was alive.
But what I'm going with all this rant is to say, like, in Matthew 1:1, in the Matthew talks about that a prophet prophesied that Jesus was going to be born. That prophet was Isaiah. And if you go to Isaiah all the way Matthew chapter 7 verse 14, it talks about when Isaiah gave that prophecy. That prophecy was given 700 years before Jesus was born. So when Isaiah made that prophecy, Jesus Christ wasn't even born. He didn't live long enough to see Jesus come to life. So it's just sometimes, so this is why sometimes I'm like, you have to look at the Bible as a compass. You have to see why God flooded the world during Noah's Ark. What was the reason for it? You know, everything is not just cherry picking Bible, but all context. We have to read the whole story, right? And I think that I feel like nowadays we have more than enough evidence to prove that Christianity is true and that Jesus Christ is the Savior of the world. Now, in regards to like Seventh-day Adventist, Protestant, Catholic, and all these other denominations, first of all, the Bible doesn't talk about denominations. None of them do, right? So this is why I'm like, we should all just be Christians. Now, the thing is, and then we should all be evangelicals, because what the Bible says to preach the word of God. Like, it's the Great Commission. It's what the Lord left for us to do. So this is why when it comes to like denominations and I'm this and I'm that, I look at them like, man, technically we're all that then. Because Seventh-day Adventists, you're holding the Sabbath, great. The Ten Commandments says for that we should hold the Sabbath holy. What's our Sabbath for us? Sunday. You know what I'm saying?
There's part of the Bibles that we do that we don't do.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like, and every denomination highlights one part
more than the other,
and others think this part is actually more important, and that's where our differences come, because we all interpret
different.
Everything different.
And then it's true, because you can read a Bible verse at the age of 18 and then read the same Bible verse at 24.
It's a different thing.
And it's a different thing, because the Lord is speaking to you different, because now you're at a different point in life, different mentality, you're just different.
Right.
So this is why when it comes to that, bro, it's just I just say we're all the same, guys. We're all literally we're all reading the Bible, and we're not just cherry picking certain verses and just creating denominations based off of that cherry picking verse. Then I think at that point we're wrong, because then I can easily cherry pick any verse to justify my means.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And that's why it's been weaponized.
That's why it's been weaponized.
You get one part.
Only the violent will take it by force. Oh, I gotta violently take over this country. God is not telling you to go ahead and take over a country. And even then, the Bible talks so much the Bible does talk much about how Jews or Jerusalem people, Jesus' people, were oppressed, compared to also how Jerusalem was also at war.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it kind of it's not like, it's like we were always victims. No, like it gives a lot more contextual evidence of what's going on. And I think honestly it comes down to the end about faith first and foremost, and then second of all, pointing to see if the evidence that you see logically makes sense to increase your faith. You know what I'm saying? And then that's kind of where I've been going into the Bible study, because the Bible is also used as a historical artifact to locate.
Right.
Right?
It
There's
is
truth
a historical
to the Bible.
document.
It is a historical document.
If you are a secular person, you see the Bible as a historical document. It's a document.
And there's truth to the historical document. So it just begs the question: if there's truth to this, it might be truth to other things. It's at least it's a matter of exploring, of questioning, of asking, of getting involved, and really. You know what I mean? This is why I think even with Christianity and believing in Christ, being a Christian myself, it's good to question.
Right.
You got me? It's good to question and ask and find out and investigate.
But history, like, it's hard. Like, for example, like George Washington.
Mm-hmm.
People thought, for how long did you think he had wooden teeth?
Bro, I was just gonna bring that up, bro.
Because people say things and it carries on, and
like
that was only 200 years ago.
Bro.
Imagine 1,000 years ago how everything changes over time and how interpretations change and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like now we found out it wasn't wooden teeth. It was like a mix of like human, donkey, and other teeth. But like we didn't how long we all believe that? Because,
bro. And I heard that, I was like, wooden teeth. I'm like, that's so funny.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy, because this is why I always tell people it's good to listen to the Word of God and preachings and stuff like that. But also the Word of God is also meant for you to read it yourself.
Yeah.
You're supposed to, you get me? I can't just go based on what man is telling me. I'm going to listen to the holy words of God and actually find out what's going about. You get me?
Yeah.
And then obviously we have tough conversations, things that biblically speaking we don't agree with. You get me? I feel like almost every denomination could agree with certain items that they go, all right, listen, this is a non-negotiable.
Right.
This is what God is specifically saying about this specific topic.
Right.
Like in regards to homosexuality, in regards to, transgenderism, in regards to sin, in regards to certain things that is like, all right, we all can kind of agree. This is not something God is dealing with, but it doesn't mean that they're meant that they're not meant for discussion that you can talk about.
Right,
I mean, the Bible says that God didn't come here to heal the healed; He came here to heal the sick. So that means that my target audience, it's everyone that doesn't believe in God. And then my job is not to debate with you and argue with you that God is real. My job is to preach the word of God to you. But in the course of me knowing history, me knowing as a historical text, me knowing the Bible as the word of God, and on top of that, adding my faith gives me more of an oomph to be able to not even convince you, but present you with the evidence and to see if it makes sense. And you go, you know what you're telling me makes sense.
Right.
It piqued my interest. Let me give Jesus a shot. That's all you really need. And then I'm like, give Jesus a shot, and I promise He won't let you down. You get me? Because at the same time, it's like, oh, you can't tell me Jesus isn't real. I'm like, bro, a lot of other religions believe Jesus is real. Just the only thing is,
Islam, he's a prophet.
He's a prophet. They just don't believe that He was the savior of the world.
Right. Or he was the Son of God.
Or the Son of God. And then that's where the distinction comes into play, and so on and so forth. And then that's when you have your apologists, the people who are do what I'm trying to do right now and really know the Bible like as much as they can to be able to debate and stuff like that. Because those conversations are also needed, very controlled. I mean, never with ill intent. It's just to share ideas and stuff like that, and obviously agree to disagree. But I don't think that's what the Word of God is. I don't think that's what the whole purpose is, to just debate. You know, I mean, our job is just to preach, and hopefully through my life and through what God has done in me is more than enough evidence that you really do need. Because I'm alive right now. You see me in person. You know my mistakes. You know my flaws. And I can show you just through my life alone how Christ is real and what He's done in my life. And then it comes through reading the Bible that you start to realize, you know what, either you're going to believe the whole Bible in all of it, or you're going to have some doubts. But if you do have some doubts, I encourage you to look into the Bible to find those answers. Not just live with a doubt just because of the lack of knowledge or the lack of reading. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So I get you, bro. I get you. But so that's kind of what you mean in regards to progressive Christian.
Yeah, I also like believe in like a separation of church and state. Like I don't think the state should be a religious entity at all. You know what I mean? Because then, whose religion? You know, like, because there's like I just think.
So let's say Christianity was the right religion. Do you still think it would be wrong for it to be imposed on everyone?
Absolutely.
Forcibly?
Absolutely.
I agree with that
because you can't force people to accept God.
Exactly. And it's not honest. And it's not, to be honest, it's not. You're not gonna get to heaven if you're forced to accept Jesus.
Exactly.
It's a heart condition.
More people are gonna hate it if it's enforced upon. Like it is not, and it's gonna be weaponized. The state's gonna use it to control you. You know what I mean? Like people are like, oh, religion's a mean of control. Yeah, when it's in the hands of a government, not when it's independent and of its own thing. You know what I mean? Like, like if it's in the hands of people who have bad intentions, who are greedy, who want power, which is like, man, I love politicians. You know what I mean?
It could be manipulated.
It could be manipulated. It could be God's words can be twisted to harm other people and
to
justify it. Like, so I don't think it should be. It should be in schools. I don't think it should be in government. Like, that's why when you're sworn in to any office in the United States, you could pick whatever book you want. You can swear on a dictionary if you want. You can swear on anything. You just have to swear on something, just out of custom. But like that is your belief system. Whatever you are swearing on.
Yeah.
If it's a science textbook, if it's Quran,
whatever.
Torah, whatever.
Bible,
you swear on it. You swear on it because you're kind of being like, personally, I'm gonna put my heart into serving this government the same way I'm putting my heart into serving my religion.
Do you think that well, obviously, okay, so with the separation of church and state, do you think that idea is illogical because of the fact that a person is made up also by their religion? So regardless, without them wanting to, subconsciously, I think they would also, though their views are also imposed by their religious belief.
I think.
Or do you think there's a way to separate that completely?
I think there's a way of separating that completely because I think your religion makes your moral base for you, not the moral base of anyone else, because you don't know that. But your religion is like, you use it for your morals. You use it for how you think about policy and how you operate. But when you're like, this is the religion, this is what we're doing. This is like, you have to follow these customs. By word, law by law. It's like, coño, at this point, you're now just trying to control me. You're not trying to tell me what to do. And you can't govern people like that when you already have like such a bias in your head.
Gotcha.
Because you're governing multiple people. You're representing so many people from so many different walks of life. And I think the best way to show them, like, God's like power is by doing good work, by going out there and representing them, by going out there and helping them, by going out there and being like,
doing what Jesus called us to do.
And it's to like help you, and it's like passing good policies that help you, that get money in your pockets, that protect your family, and do all these different things, and it's by going and doing that. But when you're constantly going up there and being like, I'm doing this because God told me, it's like now you're weaponizing the religion. Now you're being like,
and that's just any religion. That's not even
that's not Christianity. I'm just saying. I'm saying religion. You know what I mean?
Like, talking about like in general, any religion. Yeah, I get you.
So it's like in any religion, I don't think any religion, any world should, I think, but there's also huge extremes. Like, for example, we have a separation of church and state. France also has a separation of church and state. But they have, like, their like, state is super secular. So they don't think, like it's embarrassing or it's taboo to wear a cross around your neck in school, or it's taboo to have a hijab on,
Gotcha.
Because they're like, no, you can't have a religion. Now you're imposing anti-religion stuff. Now you're imposing on my freedom to express myself. You know what I mean? And I don't think it should be that. I don't think it's imposing. I don't think it's like pushing religion away.
If I want to wear a cross, it's not for me to say that.
I'm not trying to impose it on you.
It's just this is what I believe, and I'm gonna wear what I believe. Simple as that.
Yeah. And it's like I think instead of, because they have it to where religion is pushed out. Where here I think we should have it to where, and it kind of is, where all religions are accepted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where
you're welcome. I would say all religions are accepted, but not everyone believes that all the religions are correct. Like, for example, I'm a Christian.
And you can believe that.
And I believe that Christianity is the only. I don't even call it religion. For me, it's a relationship with God. It's a way of life.
Right.
But for the sake of conversation, I would say that Christianity is the only religion that I believe is the only way to follow. And obviously,
that's okay.
And that's okay, because you also have people that are Muslim. Exactly. You have Jews that only believe the Torah, and that say that this is it.
Right.
This is the it factor for me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Same way I'm thinking. So, and I guess it just goes back to that, because obviously this is not a debate. I'm not here trying to prove you wrong.
No,
just to have conversation, because I think we benefit a lot from having conversations like this.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it's awesome, bro.
Exactly. We talk about different perspectives.
Yeah,
and I mean, and we go home and we think about them. You know, like I'm gonna go home and think about, because I'm listening to you, because I know you're listening to me.
Exactly.
Like we go home and reflect on these things, and we understand each other better, and we like.
You know what I mean?
And it's not about proving each other wrong. It's just about.
Yeah, because a lot of people think, "Oh, I got you." I'm like, "You didn't get me, bro. If you got me on one topic, all right, cool."
Yeah.
But you're telling
got
me
you for what?
For what?
Why are you?
Like,
right. Bro, if you need it, if you want that win,
take the win,
bro. If you need it.
But that's what I think. Sometimes arguing about Jesus doesn't make the most sense to me. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that those conversations aren't meant, because then those conversations can be used to eradicate doubt from people's life, to point them towards Jesus.
Right.
But I don't think it's the proper way. Jesus did have debates. Right. But what did he do? He preached the word of God. He gave people, like, listen, I am the way, the truth, and the life.
Yeah.
You want to accept it? Great. You don't?
Yeah, that's it.
Completely up to you.
You do you.
I can't force you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? At one point in the Bible, it does talk about, if I'm not mistaken, in the book of Hebrews, that Jesus went and no one has faith, and no one had faith, and then Jesus was kind of a little bit nerfed, because believing in God and Jesus is faith based. It's not. You know what I mean? Like we said before, you can't eradicate racism with a policy. You can eradicate it if you have a change of heart.
Yeah, you change your heart.
Through what? Through Christ, through Jesus, changing your mentality. Because the Bible does contradict. It fights against racism in the Bible itself.
Yeah.
So it's like, So I get your point of view, bro. And I would say on some things we agree heavily. Some things I disagree, obviously. But
that's okay.
That's the benefit of conversation.
That's what makes us human. That's what makes us.
So think about it. If we were always agreeing on everything, it'd be kind of.
We'd be clones, bro. We'd be clones.
Copy paste, bro.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Yeah,
like I want to hear different opinions. I don't want to hear an echo chamber.
Yeah.
That is weird, and that is like, Christ went out there and talked to people.
He was a social butterfly.
And he learned.
And a party animal too.
And he learned stuff too.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Jesus learned, and he learned on people what's in people's hearts, their mentality. The lack of love that was needed. You know what I mean? Like, a lot, bro. You just learned a lot. And knowing God, and for the fact that Jesus came down to earth and belittled himself to be human, and that all things come out of a woman, to just show us that, like, I'm coming down to show you guys that we can do this.
It's doable.
It's doable.
It's doable.
You know what I mean? Best example in the world is Jesus Christ, and the best person that ever lived in the world is Jesus. And God I serve is Christ. So I love that guy, man. That's my daddy. It's my sky daddy.
My boy.
I already know. Well, with that being said, bro, thank you so much for coming on the pod,
thank
bro.
You for having me, bro.
I love you, bro. Thank you so much.
It was such an honor, bro.
It was great, bro. It was a good episode.
Really
I liked it a lot too, guys. My boy Carlos Reese. All of his information will be at the bottom in the description box. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until the next one. Peace.
Bye.